Hello, and welcome to another episode of Stream for Initiative, where natural 20s are never natural. Dice lube is strongly advised, and viewer discretion is merely a suggestion. Gotta throw that in
Squish,
there.
squish.
Oh no, I ran out of my dice loop. Where does one order more?
To be continued next time Dice Lube sponsors. No. Well,
Site is under maintenance, cannot buy at the moment.
to get us back into the game and up to speed, we have our lovely Yodi or Rodon to read the recap. Take it away.
Episode 46. Last time, our group each faced a strange situation. And now, we all wake up and find ourselves in a forest, together again as though it was all a dream. Our group is quite shaken by the experience. Elon and Groger almost immediately started apologizing for beating each other up. Elon for letting the nightmare deceive him, and Groger for his collar going off and making him violent. Omo, Nyota, and myself are almost catatonic. Leola tries to get a sense of her position, but eventually notices Maki is missing. Unable to find her pet mouse, Lily starts slowly having a panic attack. Desperation eventually shook me out of my catatonic state, and I started helping her search, but to no avail. Leola also double-checked Mav's book, but the words were still jumbled, and eventually decided to give up the search. And I smacked the bush in anger at being unable to find her help. Leola managed to calm me down, but it only made me fall to my knees and start sobbing. Como, eventually coming to his own senses, notices a strange structure off in the distance that looks much like a pyramid. He headed off to look at the structure, only for a towering pterodactyl or bat-like creature to come scaling over the other side. With very little provocation, it attacked our group. It seemed barely hurt or slowed down by our attempts to harm it. It began belching out acidic vomit, which devastated our group. Left for Groger, Nilan, and Gomo to fall in battle. Meanwhile, Nyota was paralyzed, still alive, and myself tried getting Gomo out. But we were each somewhat scarred by seeing our respective partners try and ended up falling in battle when we tried to save them. Their own last bits of awareness, Leola realized the book and Maki's disappearance noted that something was off with our situation. Suddenly, our group woke up together once again. We'd been out for a couple of days, and woke up around where we had met with the Alzak in the woods. Some of us covered in the strange plant matter that seemed to have tied us to the ground. Everyone was alive and present, including those who had supposedly fallen, and the disappeared Maki. Mav's book is back to normal when Liliola looks at it to make sure. Tomo is sick from not eating for a few days. That being said, I was too excited to see him alive to care, and latched onto him, ignorant of him trying to eat my remaining rations. The rest of the group eventually comes to, helps to feed the sick Gomo, and we began preparing to set off. Nyota, however, remained catatonic and refuses to move, and had a hard time understanding how everyone is just ready to move on already after seeing everyone else die in front of him. In a partial to concession to Nyota, the group agrees to talk it over while moving on, since the forest isn't the best place to be while we're hungry, sick, and need sustenance in a town. Nyota reveals the previous sequences for a series of dreams caused by a misfired spell from the book. The group begins discussing the contents of the dreams, as well as finding out the dreams did appear to be shared and not just coincidentally. Odon, myself, and Gomo saw our family members in danger. It caused me to break down again and say that wasn't how I remembered it. My brother. Anyway, it took convincing for me to move on again. Meanwhile, Nyota was also distressed from seeing her family dying in the fire. And Leola also revealed her own partial background somewhat. She said she mentioned something like that before, I think. Anyways, the most upset over this issue were Nilon and Groger. Or earlier trying to apologize to one another. This time things escalate as Nilon insists he should carry the blame given he should be resisting his nightmare a little better. Groger tried to tell him it wasn't entirely his fault, given the collar made him desperate. He doesn't blame him for the nightmare's manipulations. Elon, however, only gets angry, saying he shouldn't be so easily deceived, and how that led him to think he basically killed Groger. It eventually calms down. Tensions still run high as our group heads into a clearing, trying to find sanctuary after the last few days.
Okay. So, the group finds herself coming up into a clearing. In this clearing, it's a clearing. So, you basically see it's actually go ahead and you guys make a group perception check for me. We'll start things off early.
Group perception check.
Yeah, everybody make a perception check for me.
18 plus
Hey.
10, 28.
7 plus 5, 12.
18 flat.
Oh,
Wait, sorry. Perception,
Mhm.
right? Wait, let me double check.
I had to roll.
Yeah,
at
perfect. 18
disadvantage.
flat.
Okay. Got you, Groger. And Gomu, you're saying you rolled at disadvantage, and then what happened?
Yeah, I got an 18 and a 19, so 18
Wow.
plus 6.
Much disadvantage, very effective.
Damn,
Neil,
you're
what'd
I
you
wish
get?
that was my disadvantage. Are you kidding? Oh my god.
Neilon, are you muted?
Yes, I was. I'm just excited that I got double digits this time. I got 11.
Hey.
Hey. All
Yay!
right.
Hey, he's moving up.
And last one, Neota, what'd you get?
6
Uh-oh.
plus 4.
6 plus 4?
I think
Is
that
what
was in
heard?
binary.
Yeah. I think I heard 6 plus 4, though.
I think we traded. Yeah, it was a 6 plus 4.
Okay, so 10. Wow, good rolls, guys. All right, so as you're coming to this clearing, you notice that that the reason a lot of these, like from the forest, you see a lot of chopped down trees, stumps kind of all around you for the first good 15, 20 feet or so before it actually gets into a clearing where there's actually no trees. It was the clearing that started, and then something or someone had chopped down a bunch of trees around it as well to make it bigger. A lot of the grass around here is turned up, as if a lot of something, a lot of people, a lot of animals, something had been here and churning up the ground. But other than that, it's a clearing. There's nothing really there other than what you see there. Then the trees that were felled are also not to be seen, which is interesting. They're nowhere to be found.
Do they look chopped or broken?
With your perception check, they look chopped.
Is there any signs of like, well, I guess I wouldn't know, but if like it's fresh, people have been there fresh, so you're not.
Make an investigation check for me.
Oh yeah, the answer is no. On that one.
Wow.
It tells you I can never do investigation.
Yeah, so
Mom, it's
Starting it
Wow.
early, I see.
That
Really, all
one with a hold on. Let's just add some investigate with a 1. It's a 2.
Okay. Much better.
Much
Cheers.
better.
Effectively
double.
doubled. Yeah.
Snake
Um,
eyes.
Yeah, looking around, you can't tell much other than, hey, look, chopped trees and lots of upturned ground. That's all you get. Can't really tell how long it's been there.
Okay, question, so I can have a visual. Is this like when in Pocahontas they were digging for gold?
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah,
don't remember.
With all the chopped down trees.
I got a visual. Keep going.
Well, that's really it. I'm just seeing what you guys are doing.
Oh.
I would like to try to see if I can summon the figurine of wondrous power.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has been a couple days.
Mm-hmm. So trying to see how many. It'll at least give us a low estimate, not the highest estimate. And I would like
Trying to remember how many
summon-
days that has to be.
It's 3.
Okay.
Yep. And I would like to summon the pterodactyl birdie.
Okay. You go to summon it,
Mm-hmm.
and you notice that you're not getting a sense of any magic happening, and you try to look down at your magical tattoo, and even though it's hard to see, it's not there.
Is Neelan still carrying me?
I haven't put you down yet.
Okay.
Neelan's never going to give you up.
Why?
No, I'm pretty sure he'd sell me as fast as he could if he got the chance.
Oh no, we've been down that. We've been down that road. He doesn't sell people.
Oh, right.
So, we're here. Should we keep moving or make camp here? Because a lot of you guys do look like you needed a break.
I don't actually know if it's been multiple days.
What time of day is it, DM, again?
Well, I honestly can't remember what we said it was last time, but I remember like you guys had just woken
Midday.
up midday. I think it was about midday because I would say you woke
Mhm.
up in the middle of and the sun was the sun was going down, wasn't it? No, it's just
Either
coming up. That's right.
or
It was
down.
It's just coming up, I think.
Yeah.
But I
And
don't
then
know.
yeah, it was
Ronan
just coming
able
up,
to
and
tell-
then
yeah.
so it's in the afternoon because you guys had
Okay.
traveled for a couple hours, so it's in the afternoon.
Honestly, I would try looking for a water source first, but
Can you
I-
smell one?
can I?
Annie?
How much?
Use a big ol' sniffer.
Can you make a check? make a perception check because you're perceiving with your nose.
Nostril check.
Sniff, sniff.
15 plus 5, 20.
So
Damn.
you take a big whiff, and a lot of smells hit you. You have the smell of grass and trees and that freshness of nature around you. Then you have this nasty stench of dung from around you as well, somewhere close. And that dung smell is really overpowering other than just that and nature. Can't really smell water.
How close is the dung?
Smells pretty close.
I'd like to try and follow it.
Investigation check.
Wow.
Feck.
Roll to find poop.
That's a 3. Flat.
Can't find shit.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
You your nose, it's the smell is pretty strong, but it can't lead you to anything. It smells like crap all the time.
Oh, there's a nasty smell like shit around here.
Wait, are we stepping on shit?
Liliola, your passive perception's so high. While he's looking around for it, you just look like to your left and down, and you see there's big piles of horse shit.
Why are we standing next to this? I'm gonna scoot away and like put like someone else between me and the shit.
Oh wait, where is it?
Audibly, you're in between me and the shit now, so
Oh,
you see it now.
Yeah, now I do. But
I think
that may be a good sign.
How old is this? Nayoda!
I'm not sniffing that. I can smell it from here. It's gross.
How old is
Well,
it?
how old is it?
I'm sorry. That's what you want to use my skills for?
Yes.
I mean, I have a follow-up question, but let's start with that one.
You know what? I'm going to use my skills to let you know something I do know without smelling poo, which is I'm pretty sure today is the same day
Of what?
from before. I don't actually think it's been a few days.
Well, but I want to know how long the shit has been here.
I don't want to...
I'll put her down.
No!
Milan, you're such a doll.
You all are so loud right now.
What?
I'm going to go behind Naoda and push her in the direction of the pile of shit.
Give me a second. I'm working on a plan. Hold on. No, what did Fish say?
I said loud.
Hmm.
Okay,
You can make an investigation check if you want to, Naida.
Lily, give me one of your daggers.
Why mine? Don't you have your own?
Here, I
have
don't
one.
use one.
What? Use yours.
I'm
Here,
gonna
I'll
use
give you
mine.
mine. I
You're
don't
the-
use it.
All right, fine. She'll take one of Rodon's daggers. And what am I rolling?
Investigation check.
Wow. I wonder how many.
This
I wonder
is
how
what
many
you used
poop
me for.
rolls we'll have tonight.
This is just potty
We've
humor.
already done one to
Investigation.
spot it, one to poke it. Man,
Not where I thought it was going.
before you know it,
That's-
we're rolling initiatives.
Oh, we're
That's
gonna
a
fight
9
the poop
plus
monsters
1, that's
from
a 10.
Conquer's Bad for a
10.
Day.
Yeah,
Oh my
she
God.
really doesn't want to be doing
I
this.
am the great.
I don't wanna be doing
So, with the 10, you can tell it's fairly old. It's not super old, so it's not dried and cracked, but the outer layer is pretty dry.
Is it a
So
big
it's
pile of
been-
shit?
It's been somewhere between that's one big pile of shit. It's been somewhere between 3 to 5 days since whatever dropped this.
Well, if you were thinking follow the thing, it's not going to be very easy. It's fairly old. Why?
Okay, you guessed my second question. Damn it.
Plus, we don't even know what this is.
I mean, if we could track
looks
to
like poop.
The hope was tracking it to see if it would lead us to a water source. But if you think it's old enough you can't find it, then
Well, I could try to find it.
Okay, why are we looking for a water source?
potential for fish.
Well-
So I think I need to refill my water.
Rodom, when you were up in the tree and you were looking for signs of life, you would have noticed a gap where the water was, because you guys aren't that far from the water source. You're really not that far into the jungle.
Can I go up a tree to double check the direction of it?
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for it because there's no way you're not gonna pass it. So
Oh,
you climb
is
up
he
this tree.
Is he still
Huh?
carrying Gomo?
I thought I was just vaguely near.
Mm.
I'll take that as a no. Yeah, so you can climb up. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
5 plus 5, 10.
Yeah, it's not hard to see. You're really not that far from it. It's maybe like 600 feet to your east.
After all this poop talk, I feel like I need a bath.
I'll head back down and basically say, well, if we head that way, we'd be able to get to a source of water. If we get
Should
there, we
we-
can try fishing.
Should we go to water and set the camp near water? Because look at Gomo. I feel like he's got one leg in the ground.
I mean, if we can set up a camp, start fishing for a little bit, then maybe we can get some food into all of us.
I think that's a good idea.
Wait. I inspected poop just for you to climb up a tree and figure it out.
Well, you see, the idea was if whatever did this wasn't too far, if we followed them, we might be able to find the people who chopped down these trees, and they could have taken us to civilization. But since you said we can't follow them, we're going to water.
Well, I mean, I could try, but it's older, so it's not going to be as easy.
Honestly, I do think the priority should be trying to get some type of food, but we could.
What's everybody else think?
Which way did you say it was? The water?
Well, that way over there is northward. That way over there is eastward. That's where I saw the water.
How can you tell?
Position of the sun.
What? I'm gonna look up to the sun.
And you go blind.
Ah!
Also, it's the same line of logic from when we crossed the river before. If we're going north and the river's to our right, or if the river's to our right and it only goes north-south, and we're on the left side of the river, we're heading north.
You guys are so smart.
Not necessarily. I've just been traveling around for 3 years.
7. Let's go. And no, I'm actually kind of an idiot.
And I wasn't thinking that. I started thinking about how old you guys are. All right, let's go.
Only in certain circumstances you're an idiot.
Gosh.
Wait, Gomor, can you walk?
Can? Yes.
Do you
Right on,
want to
kid.
walk?
Can you get him, please?
All right, I'll do it. Once
Come
again,
on, Kroger.
kneel down to let him.
Come on, Pupoda.
All the while, Neilon's just looked like just sour.
Like the Sour Patch Kids?
The hell are the Sour Patch Kids?
Oh, that was out of character.
You used your Lily voice.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I
but
was
without the
talking-
sweet.
Oh, I didn't realize I was still using Lily's voice. I thought it was.
No, I thought it'd be funnier to answer in character.
Oh! Okay, you confoozled me. Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
Start heading in the direction Rodon pointed out.
Yep.
If I
Alright.
can fucking English today. Ah.
It's okay, I can English never.
You can Elvish instead. It's all right.
Yeah, Elvish us, please.
All right. So you guys head over to the water source, and takes you not but a couple minutes really to get over there. So no problem. So when you guys get there, first thing you guys really notice is it's kind of back to normal. It seems to be flowing the right way. There's no giant floating islands, which is good. And it's just slowly flowing through down the river. And the particular area you're at seems fairly narrow. a lot more narrow than it was before when you were trying to wade across. So what's the plan?
Staying far away from the water.
I'd like to take my dagger back from Neota.
Sure, but she poked the poo with it, so.
I still want it back.
Alright, you hand it back
Change
to
the name of your dagger to the
That's a
dagger of shit.
him. One
the poo dagger.
dagger.
This is now the poop knife.
It's like a prison ship.
I would like to tie it to the end of the quarterstaff. I think I
Oh
have some
my
rope
god,
available.
don't tell me you're gonna hunt for fish with the poop dagger.
Actually, wait, if was that in character?
Yes.
He actually will be reminded to basically go, oh yeah, and then run it in the water a little bit and try and clean it off.
Como like stretches out his right arm and just prestidigitation and also produce flame to kind of like sterilize it.
Ow! Ow! I mean, thank you, but did you have to do it when it was still in my hand?
Sorry, I need to lay down.
With it
Oh.
sterilized, retied to the quarterstaff.
Okay. You try to go fishing?
Yep. I'm gonna try spearfishing.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go sit under a tree and read the read whatever Mav sent me for my lessons.
Okay. Rodon, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
That's a 5 flat.
All right. That's good to know. I'll get back to that in a second.
DM,
Does anybody else want to do
how's
anything?
the-
Other Mike? Yeah. Okay.
How's the like? What's the water like in terms of like clarity and? Like, is it muddy water, dirty water, clean?
It's pretty muddy.
clear?
Yeah. No, it's pretty muddy. You can get a few feet, but you can't see the bottom most of the, usually. Even here in this narrower area, you can't really see very far.
Hmm. Well, Gomo's. I'm gonna lay down. Use my backpack. It's like kind of almost like a bean bag. And with just one eye
Yeah.
open, I'm looking over at Rodon trying to fish and whatever in the muddy water. I'm gonna wave my hand and clear. What is it like? 30. Hold on. 5-foot cube worth of water around him using shape water.
Okay.
It's a cantrip.
Okay. Oh, you're just making it clearer. Is that what you
Yep.
said?
Mm-hmm. It'll last for an
Okay.
hour.
Sounds good. Are you doing that around Rodon so he can help him
Yeah.
fishing, or are you just doing
Yep.
it just to look? Oh, okay, got you. All right. I was like, well, why are you doing this?
I
Okay.
can see the freaking fish.
All right. So, Rodon, go ahead and roll again. So basically with advantage, just because he's helping you out.
Oh, that's better. That's a net 20.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Gomo, do you need a bedroll?
No, I'm fine. I just need to regain energy. I'm not sick, with cold. I don't have the energy is all.
I'm gonna go look for other food.
You're gonna what?
Okay,
I'm gonna go look for other kinds of food.
Oh.
Yeah, you can roll a nature check for me as well. Groger, Neelan, anything?
Groker's are. Yeah, I'm gonna just go. Maybe like 30, 40 feet. Just kind of away. Just to go meditate.
Good luck. Hopefully you don't get
Yeah, it hasn't worked so
distracted.
far.
I can try. I can certainly try.
Neelan, anything? Are you good?
I'm pulling out my dagger. Does anyone else have a stick or something?
I could find one while I go out to look for stuff.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to quietly like stash away my staff. Like shove it next to under the bag.
Why not pull a branch from a tree?
He's just gonna look at her. Because I didn't think of that.
You're so smart.
Is there a thicker, low enough hanging branch that I can just jump up and try and break it off?
Make investigation check.
I'm not good at those.
Same.
10 minus 2, 8.
You're able to find a stick that
Wait.
you think might be okay, but
Minus 1, 9, but still.
you kind of just found a tree with a stick and just grabbed the first one that you found. Like, yeah, this will work.
Sure, good enough. And oh no, my rope is gone. That's right.
Maybe you could use your sword instead.
Yeah, I'm not the best one for this. Good idea. So I'll grab my sword and I'll stay a little ways away from Rodon because it looks like he's doing all right, and try and help spearfish with my longsword.
Okay. You can roll a nature check for me as well. And Naoto, what did you get for your roll?
Fish said a thing. What was it, fish?
I said fuck shit.
So what did you get,
That
Naoto?
too?
Very strong theme
I
going on.
kind of had
today.
something else to
Some
add
shit.
to the nature check, so yeah, I don't want to.
What did you get? Just tell me.
Well, as she's about to head off, she'd dump her backpack and she'd actually. I'm actually just gonna ditch the armor before I head out.
Okay.
And that is an 8 + 1.
Okay.
And for me, it was a 15 minus 1, so 14.
Okay. So a nat 20, a 9, and a 14 for gathering food. Okay. Liliola,
Yes.
you look in your book,
Yes.
and what you had seen before is still there, and it's
good.
it's just discussing, your first steps into what you can do, and how you can utilize the book to start down the path of learning magic and using your arcane nature ability.
Mhm.
And it, is explaining that the book is a magical device that will help you channel magics. And it
Mhm.
also explains some interesting facts that the book also has its own magic that it gets from other sources that can help you utilize your magic. So not only do you have your own magic that you can use, but you can also utilize the book's magic in different ways.
My eyes are sparkling. Kind of like my gift.
So then it explains how as you use the magics from within the book, that eventually some people can actually learn to use them themselves, so they will no longer need the book's powers to manifest their own magics.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna write back to Mav after reading everything I needed to read and put I'm excited and I will do everything I can to learn properly because I know this is not so what I'm looking for. Child's play.
Okay. Eventually, after a minute, you get a message back that it says basically, indeed not. The book contains a lot of magic and to be very careful. And that he has been using the book's powers himself for quite some time, and he still doesn't know how far down the magic goes in the book.
Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna write back to him one more time and tell him that yes, I promise to be careful, and that I wanna learn to do this properly, because I want to be able to protect the ones that I care for.
All right.
And I'll still give him information if he needs it, though. By the way, that's a PS.
All right. He says, I appreciate it. That's it.
All right, cool.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, I'm assuming are you guys going to be camping here for the night? Or are you just gathering food and then on again, or what's the plan here?
I think we should camp, especially if Gomo, like, even if he eats, like, what if he doesn't have the energy to go on still? Maybe rest would be something needed too. But that's my opinion. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Wow.
Fair enough.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I will assume so, since not everybody answered. Okay. So, I will say for the rest of the time you guys spent gathering your food, and Naoto, you come back to see a lot of fish. So much fish. And you come back with a handful of berries and maybe some leaves and some things that you found for some tea. But that's pretty much it.
Looks like you guys are doing fine.
And by you guys, it's mostly Rodon. Neelon's caught some, but he's having it hard when he doesn't have a spear. He's having to like wade out into the water and be like perfectly still waiting for that fish and then kind of poke it with his sword.
Like with Neelon, I'm kind of picturing when Caligula sent his soldiers out to fight Poseidon and they were swinging at the oceans.
Not wrong.
Curse you, waves!
Just like kind of out there, sword being held like underhand. Just fuck.
You're doing a great job, Neelon. Should we start the fire?
Can I use can I use shape water to make it look like the water that Neelon stabbed looked like fish? Like it's just water in the shape of fish and it's just splats.
like he's slashing what he thinks is a fish, but it's just water.
Yeah, it's just water.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Such a troll.
Troll in the dungeon. Nice.
Thought you had it now.
All right.
Like he'll just chuck his longsword out of the river onto the grass and just fuck it. I got some.
Should we make us fired?
Yeah. I don't think you guys eat raw fish.
Who's making
How
the
big
fire?
are question: how big are the leaves that Nyota brought back?
Go ahead, Nuda. What'd you bring back?
Oh. I mean, the leaves?
Did you? Oh, I said you could bring back some stuff for like leaves for like tea and stuff. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He asked how big they were.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're small if they're for tea.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
usually tea. I was trying to think in my head, in my real life.
So they're tea leaves, so
Knowledge of
they're
tea.
not dry leaves, maybe. Are they dry?
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think she'd know to get dry.
Okay. Does she
So they're
even know
just
what
leaves.
leaves are good for tea? Or did you
No.
just pick any leaves?
She just picked leaves. She just grabbed stuff. She just grabbed berries and leaves. She still doesn't know what berries are good to eat yet. She just grabbed them. She's just trying to contribute.
Rodan will attempt to make a fire.
All right. Survival check for me, please, sir.
Ooh, that's already high. But what else?
Meanwhile, Gomo's over there laying on it. I'm just laying on my backpack and just playing with balls of flame.
19 plus 1.
Okay. Yeah. Rodon's surprisingly stable right now. Maybe this catching fish and doing these labor
He's
this
in
labor is
zone.
helping him. But yeah, he's doing
He's
good. He got a lot of
channeling
fish, and
his inner Bear Grill.
making a good fire. He makes a little spit so you can, a little stick that you can put all the fish on it and you can rotate them and grill them up.
Turning to Gomo. A fish for you. A fish for somebody else. A fish for you. A fish for somebody else. A fish for you. A fish for somebody else.
One for you. 1, 2, 3 for me.
my Maki hand is making a braid on Groger while he's meditating.
So Groger by then is actually asleep,
Aw.
leaning its tree asleep. So
He's getting
You
his
said-
hair braided by a Maki hand.
how is Maki that intelligent to be
It's
braiding
not
hair?
it's not my mouse. It's my mage hand.
Her Maki hand.
Maki
Mage
hand. Got it. Okay.
Maki mage hand. I think we should call it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because I was imagining
mage.
tiny Maki making little braids in
Yeah,
his hair. and
I was like, how? You don't have
Very-
I don't see the
Very
hands being
slowly.
dexterous.
Oh,
I really hope
dexterously.
I really hope
I
this
just would
doesn't
like
give
to
the
mention.
real. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he's probably so out of it, it doesn't even wake him. It's
You're gonna
just
have
Aw.
dreads.
Jeez.
it's like soft snoring.
I really hope this
Drake.
doesn't give the real Maki any like performance anxiety.
Like, hey, I'm being replaced.
Oh no.
No.
Perception
Anything
for
that would be
Maki.
flattery.
Perception for
The
Maki.
the actual Maki is being petted right now.
So you
Okay,
see
fair
Maki with a little suitcase and a hat, like looking back sorrowful, like waving.
No!
It doesn't
I'll
need
cry.
me anymore.
Oh man. Okay,
No,
so
'cause the other one's not soft like this one, Maki.
Wait,
I'm petting
hold
my
up, but
soft fur.
even then, if it's a Maki hand, that's one paw with no thumbs making a braid.
listen,
It's magic.
mage hands work in mysterious ways.
You need two hands to do braids. I don't understand.
so
It is one
it's a
dexterous
Maki-
mage hand.
It's a Maki hand,
Gee,
and like
have you not
another
seen
hand grows
Cinderella?
out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was honestly thinking of it like, okay, like one paw grabs a section of hair, another paw grabs a section of hair, and then uses her feet to kind of like.
That's why I
twist
said
it.
it was. That's why I was saying dreads, because they're gonna be tiny little braids.
I can't wait for Lily to get a second chance in the kitchen. It'll be just freaking like Ratatouille all over that thing.
God.
Anyway.
When
So-
I'm giving the Romaki some of my fish.
Aw.
Okay. So you all sit down. You have your dinner.
Whole fish are going inside Gomo's mouth and coming out just bones.
So here, Maki, hurry up and eat before Gomo takes your fish.
Neoda's just munching on a raw fish. Just bones and all, just munching.
All right. So
I would like to take also Neoda's leaves. See if I can
Alright.
spread them out on the bedroll next to the fire and see if I can get them to dry.
I don't know if they're any good.
Do they look
Kinda-
like what are those?
I just grabbed.
do you want to make a nature check?
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah, make a nature check.
Please do before she poisons everyone.
Fuck! That's a 2 plus goddamn disadvantage. This really hurts. 2 plus 4.
I mean, I'd be
Can Rodon
honest,
double
I-
check because he's on a roll?
I'll be honest. It's like I
You can-
just grabbed things that didn't immediately
Look
fight
poisonous.
back.
Like it
Yeah.
wasn't
What-
All right,
what do
Rodon,
you-
you can make a
frickin'
nature check.
purple polka dot, you know, like, oh yeah, no, let's skip that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, it's
If
green.
you start
It's probably good.
getting itchy, it's poison ivy.
I'm on a roll. That's a 17.
I don't know. I
Okay.
played enough
Yeah.
Resident Evil to know green leaves are good.
So you, Rodon and Gomo kind of look over the leaves a little bit, and Gomo's like, "Yeah, they look good to me."
I'm
And you're
just
like, "Hold on a
glancing over.
second." Yeah, you're like, "Hold on a second." No. You got none of this is good. None of it's good for tea. It's literally just some of it she probably plucked off of an actual tree. Some of it was probably just leaves just off the ground she picked up.
It is an
You must
But
be
none
assortment
of
tired.
none of it's good for
leaves.
tea.
You must be tired. Can't exactly make tea with any of these.
I don't actually even know how to make tea. So
Anything
I just
can be
kinda
tea if
grab
you're brave
stuff.
enough.
Would they be edible?
Well, somebody
would they
has
be
to keep
edible?
watch.
Yeah.
Rodon will actually take them and just shove the entire batch into his mouth.
I thought you just said they couldn't be for tea.
Or for cur.
Don't talk with your mouth full, young man.
What's the difference? How can they be edible but not for tea?
Tea usually requires some sort of flavor. Or the ability to dry them very easily.
Hmm.
You making a serious business, apparently.
Wait, we don't have tea?
Do you want water? I could just get some from over
Yeah,
there.
just-
Nothing tea.
Don't you still have some of the stuff from Elon's brother?
Do I have anything? What do I have in my bag?
I think we have a little bit of tea left. Ugh. Gomo, I'll just like roll off the backpack, like, just crawl inside it.
I don't have anything in my bag. Not worth it.
Random objects just start like rolling out of the bag and being tossed out of the bag.
How many more random objects are in there? You
Cast
lost
Anything
most of
valuable?
it.
Not many, like it's just random, like it's a kazoo, some playing cards.
Can I take the kazoo?
Oh, okay.
Can I? Oh no! Can I
a
get the
bag
cards?
of rations.
Oh,
He's
you
in his
keep that.
bag. You probably could.
some
Okay, I'm gonna grab the kazoo and the card.
hammer, cast iron pan. Oh, I'm
I'm gonna blow on the kazoo.
gonna pull out a small pouch. You're gonna blow on the kazoo?
Yeah. I don't have an actual kazoo to do that though, so you know.
Wow.
Sam, I think that's your cue.
Disappointment.
No, that's right. So that. No, that's what you hear while you're in your bag.
Hey,
Yes.
give me that.
Okay. Okay, I still got the playing cards though. I'm gonna take them out and shuffle.
Do I even see this? Are you being sneaky about this?
No, you're in your bag.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I heard the kazoo. I'm out. Like, hey,
I'm not
kill
being
my
sneaky.
stuff.
We're gonna play a game.
What,
Do you want to play a game?
well, after tea, maybe. Hold on. I'm gonna crawl back in.
We're gonna
pull out
put
a
some gold on this.
couch. Don't mark the cards. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm
I
doing the
want to
little,
mark
like,
the cards.
like the two fingers, like eyes, you know, like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm watching
Okay.
you. I'm watching.
You want to play a game with Rodan while he's in his bag? One gold.
I like to
I
cast
have no
a
money.
minor illusion to summon a floating ball of eye over Lily. It has absolutely
I
no
have no
actual
money.
scrying effects whatsoever, but it's just there, hovering over her. I'm watching you. I'm watching.
If you do it right, if you get the right answer, you get a gold coin for me, and if I get the right answer, you give me a gold coin.
I have no money.
Oh, you have no money?
Still watching.
Do you have anything else of value? Cricket say it all. Neon!
Still watching.
He actually was like shoving around in his backpack. You might even see his head go in and then come out with a deadpan look.
He's trying to pull a Gomo.
Neon, do you want to play?
No thanks.
Nyoda?
I wouldn't know how.
I can show you how to play. Okay. I got 3 cards, right? So she's gonna have like 3 cards out, and then she's gonna show her 3 cards. As like these are just 2 dunce cards. They're black, and this one is the red card in the middle. So we're gonna put the red card in the middle, and I'm just going to shuffle them around, and you need to tell me where the red card is.
Oh boy,
Sure.
it's a shell game.
You want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. Look at them very carefully. This is the red card right here in the middle. Keep your eye on it. Never take your eye off it.
Gonna nod my head.
Okay.
How are
I'm
you gonna
start
do this, Liliola?
I'm gonna start shuffling the cards, and I want to sleight of hand to where I take out the red card and put in a black one from I have in my that thing that
Awesome.
you see in the picture.
Awesome. Do it. Still watching. Do it. Go ahead and do your
I'm
slide
over
change
there
check.
trying to brew some tea.
And then, Naota, you can do a
I got a 20.
Jeez, a 20 total,
No.
not 20.
Yeah, 20
Okay.
total.
All right, you want to make a perception check, Naota, see if you can perceive where the red card has gone.
Anybody have a
Sure.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That is in 18. You said perception?
Yep.
18 plus 4.
Wow. Yeah. She's flipping these cards around, and you catch her trying to sneak the red card out and put another card in.
I'll play along and just pick one of the random cards.
Hi.
All right. So she picks one of the cards, one on the left, and you flip it over, and it's black.
So what happens in the game is if you get the wrong card, you give the dealer a gold coin. If you get it right, I give you a gold coin.
You could just ask for gold coins.
What's the fun in that?
Suppose.
Alright, that was
Give
just
her a gold
practice.
coin.
Wait, no, that was practice. Okay, I'll take it.
You said that's how it works.
Yeah, but we were practicing. But if you want to give me one, I'll take it.
Sure.
All right,
She'll give
cool.
her a gold coin.
If Gomo is currently trying to make tea, Rodan will try and help him maybe collect water or something.
Okay, you guys can make tea to go with dinner. It's fine.
All right. I'm not gonna keep doing that because then we'll like waste a lot of time. But that's fine. I'm gonna put the cards in my pocket.
Okay. So
I know that Eye's not watching me.
dinner and tea has been had. Looks like Gomo's eating pizza tonight.
Lucky.
What is pizza?
I kept your cards, Gomo. You weren't looking because the eye's not real.
What do you mean? Your eyes aren't real. I mean, what?
Speaking of eyes.
Give me that.
Speaking
You
of
what? They're
eyes.
in your bag.
What's Nyota saying?
Speaking of
Speaking
eyes.
of eyes, I'll keep watch tonight.
All night?
She'll shrug. Or I'll shrug.
Pick
You
me
need
up
to
at some
stop doing
point.
that.
I don't mind.
That's
Pick
not a
me up at some
matter of
point so I can take you
minding.
over. I don't want you exhausted.
I'd rather
Please,
sleep
yeah,
during the day
fine.
anyway.
Hey, we
It's fine.
travel during the day. If you don't get enough sleep at night, then you become a liability. Yeah, that. No, wait, no. What I said.
I'll wake someone halfway through then.
Good. Go, am I keeping your cards? I walk away.
Hey!
He says while eating. But he doesn't stop. He just says, "Hey."
My God, it's so hard to drink tea out of a pan. Oh. Give me my cards back.
You have to come get them. I'm not walking back over there.
Not joking. Give him back.
Okay. So we'll say
Wow.
we got to get through this part, guys. It's already been an hour. So,
Oh jeez.
All right, I'll give him back his cards. Let's move on.
we'll say that we get to. You guys eventually fall asleep, and if you guys need to put a long rest, you can. It's fine. And Naota, go ahead and roll a perception check for me for your part of the
Right.
night. And are you actually gonna do half the thing? Or are you actually gonna stay up the whole night?
She'll do like 3/4.
Okay. And what did you get?
Not great. 5 + 4.
Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second.
And that was a perception, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wanted to make sure.
Yep. Okay. So, as you're wandering about, thinking about the things that have been going on the last little bit, the night seems to go by without a problem. It's relatively dry. Spending some time by the water. Not necessarily in the forest, but it's kind of nice. It's a nice change of pace. It's been pretty crazy lately. What? Your night goes by just fine.
Yep. No, she just sigh.
All right. Are you waking anybody up, or are you just gonna? What are you doing?
3/4 of the way, I'll poke
Yep. Who are you waking up?
Grover. Because he fell asleep first. So he has the most rest.
And he's probably still by that tree.
He's gonna have
That too,
dreads.
he eventually needs to move. So.
And he's got like three full dreads, and then a fourth one that's like half done, and then where Liliola just got tired of dealing with it and like, nah, I'm done.
So cute.
Psst. She's gonna plug his nose.
What?
Sorry, that's how I wake my sisters up. It's time for watch. Because if I take the whole night, they'll throw me in the river or something, probably.
I'm gonna rub my face. Rub the sleepies out of my eyes. I doubt they would do such a thing, but you should rest.
Hey, can I ask a favor of you?
What is it?
Can you chuck this as far as possible? And she'd hand him the I believe it was chainmail.
Like, chainmail, like,
The armor.
Your scale mill?
Yeah, there we go.
You want me to throw this?
Yeah, I don't really care where. It's heavy, it's constricting, and I'm just...
Well...
It doesn't feel natural.
Okay. I don't think throwing it is a good idea. But perhaps if you have no use for it, it can be repurposed.
I mean, do you think so?
Perhaps the materials can be... What I mean is, perhaps the materials can be used for something else.
I guess I'll hold on to it a little longer.
Well, if it is heavy, I can put it in my bag if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that. Maybe you can get some coin off it. I don't know how that works around here. And, maybe actually get clothes for you.
Oh.
No need.
Still. Good talk. She'd pat his leg and go into her bush to sleep.
Do you want to use my sleeping bag?
I'm okay.
All right. And I'm gonna go take a seat and do watch.
Okay. Can you roll a perception check for me?
Sure. I most certainly can. It's a 14 flat.
Okay. Naota is missing in action.
What?
Oh, pff.
No,
Huh?
I'm trying to get Naota's attention, and she wasn't answering. Okay,
Oh, yes.
so
Oh god.
I
was
need
like,
you-
it's going in and out. Oh,
I
God.
didn't get anything, so I was like,
I need you. Well, I said Naota, you didn't say anything. It says like,
Oh.
okay, you're missing in action.
I thought the
I
pause
need
was
you to roll.
intentional.
Oh God, I thought. Okay.
I need you to roll an animal handling check for me.
Okay.
No.
What's the no for? This has never worked out badly for us. This has
Oh.
always been good.
Roll your damn animal check.
I'm working on
Don't-
it. Trying not to move it. That's a 16 plus 8.
Oh, boy.
All right, so
Right.
through your very short time sitting and watching your surroundings, oh, hold on, I gotta make my own roll.
Uh-oh. Here come the big
That's
guy.
never good.
As you're sitting and watching your surroundings and thinking about the last couple of days, or what seemed like the last couple of days, you hear a rustling in the bushes just a little ways out from where you can see, but you can hear it.
Well, this is fun.
And as you're sitting there contemplating and just waiting and see what could be, did you want to do anything?
I'll keep my eyes peeled on those bushes.
No, not you. You're asleep. I said Kroger.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Like, my head kind of just, like, turns, looks over in the direction at the rustling bushes. But I'm gonna wait for a moment before I get up and do something. Like, I want to see if it's more rustling or, like, if it moves again.
Okay. And funny that you should mention that, Naota, because you're not keeping your eye on those bushes. You're keeping an eye from those bushes, and what you see is Groger.
As I'm asleep.
Mm-hmm. And eventually, it moves forward, and Groger, you see a little white dinosaur come out of the bushes and come towards you a little bit, and then just kind of stops, still about 30 feet from you, and he's just kind of swaying back and forth, kind of eyeing you a little bit, and then kind of looking at the party, and
I
not
am
really
on my
attacking,
feet.
just doing anything, just kind of looking around.
I am immediately on my feet, on guard, watching it.
So,
Oh my god. No.
as you're watching it, it seems to slowly maneuver its way over to where the fire was, or is, because you guys didn't really put it. Nobody said they put it out, so slowly it's going towards the fire.
Do
Do you guys hear
can
music? Because I don't hear it.
I can hear it.
Okay,
Can
making sure.
It's very,
I can
very
tell
quiet.
it's heading towards the fire, like, or do I just see it move and I'm not sure, like, where it's going?
It was just kind of swaying there in front of you guys, and then it's slowly it's like kind of like eyeing you, but like inching towards the fire.
I'm gonna move, like, not with it, but like going over towards the fire, like with it, like because it's like I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't know what it's planning. Also, I need to wake the others because it's here.
Or are you gonna wake the others?
Not yet, but I'm watching it and I'm prepared to yell if necessary. Like I'm just preparing to like I don't know what's gonna do. I don't know if I should try to catch it or I don't want to scare it. It's not acting hostile at the moment, but I don't know. If it tries anything though, I'm yeah. I'm just
So you're just waiting to see what it does?
essentially like it's not
Okay.
acting hostile
Nope. Not yet.
yet. But I am keeping a very close eye on it because
All right. So it keeps making its way over to where the fire is, and I'm gonna keep explaining until you stop me if you want to do anything. It makes its way over to the fire, and it seems to like put its face up in the air for a minute, and kind of like move its head around, and then come back down, and then it goes over to where the fish was at, and it starts sniffing the ground, and it's looking for any leftover food.
like I can tell it's looking for food.
Well, it's right where the fish was, and it's nibbling at whatever scraps it can find.
So it's just hungry.
And neither from your dream or vision or whatever you want to call it, you're really hungry. You're really hungry, and that fish smells so good.
She'd probably toss around a little bit. Not like noisy, but just because she's like slightly under a bush, it might make a little bit of rustling, but there would definitely be a groan.
DM, who's the closest to the fire? Like who's asleep near the fire? Like is like
Well,
everyone's kind of around it?
I'm sure everybody is kind of close to it because, why wouldn't you be close to the fire for warmth? So I would say that it's probably within 5-10 feet of your sleeping companions. And go ahead and make a perception check for me while you're looking at this
Oh
thing.
boy. Oh no. It had to be my watch that this happened on. I'm so excited. Couldn't just have a nice quiet shift. No. Dino said, "Oh, I choose you. You're the one I pick on tonight." That's an 11 flat.
So as you're looking at this thing, you kind of get a good look at it over there by the fire instead of it hiding in bushes and trying to stay out of the light. And you can see it has three elongated toes and one that curls up in an arch like a velociraptor. And its skin is almost all white, pale white. But now that you can see it in the light, you realize there's some modeling on it. It's instead of it just being straight all white, it's like whites and then some, maybe it turns like some beiges, and so it's from a distance it looks like it's all white. But now that you realize it's almost like it would be like some sort of camouflage, maybe in like snow, but it's white. And yeah, you can see it's about 1.5 feet tall. And as you're looking at it, it starts looking around again. and its eyes kind of look in the direction of Gomo, and kind of looks back at you and starts slowly making his way over to Gomo.
I'm going to move in front of it.
It stops immediately, and it just sits there for a second to see what you're going to do.
I don't attack or anything, but I just like, hey, no, I don't know what you're planning. I don't fully trust you. So moving towards my friends is a no. No.
He puts his head down a little bit towards the ground, and then takes another slow step towards Gomo.
I'm gonna... I don't even know if it'll even be able to understand any gestures or movements, but I'm gonna take a step forward and kind of... It's like, that's as far as you go.
More on the step forward before you even have to say anything. He stops and quickly kind of darts backwards a little bit to get some distance between the two of you. And after a moment of just waiting for a second and you not moving, he turns around and darts back into the bushes.
Can I tell like what direction it's going towards? Like it's away from the group?
Oh yeah, it went away from the group. And you hear the bushes rustling and everything for a little bit as it goes away from you.
Can I like make sure it's gone? Like I want to make sure.
You want to make
yeah. I wanted to make
investigation. Go for it.
Oh boy, well, this is my first one.
Oh boy.
Plus. Watch me fail this. Okay, that's no pluses. Well, let's see. Okay. That's a 5 plus nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that it turned away in the opposite direction of you and took off. Where it went after that is anyone's guess.
Okay, well, the second I think it's gone, I'm going over... Well, I'm going to go check on Nyota. Or is Nyota... Where did she go to sleep? Did she go to sleep near the fire too? Or did she go to... Like, I know she went into, like, the bushes, but is she still, like, nearby?
She's near the fire, yeah. I'm near the fire, yeah.
Just gonna look her over and make sure, like, just to make sure, like, she's there. Not, like, didn't get snatched up or something.
Turn into a dinosaur or something?
just want to make sure. Because, you know, whole weird connection with the dinosaurs. Just want to make sure.
Okay.
And
yeah, she's there.
Okay.
Maybe looking a little restless, but she's there.
Tummy growls.
Oh, she needs to eat when she wakes up. Just like making a mental note for myself. Like, oh, okay, she's hungry. I don't know if I should wake her now to eat, but like, she needs to eat at some point. I'm gonna go over to Rodon and just start gently shaking him, like, Rodon. Rodon.
What? His eyes are currently closed still, but he is paying attention. What is it?
The creature. The one that Nyota is bonded, or that's attached to her.
Bolt upright.
I saw it.
Where is it?
It's not here anymore. It seemed to be looking for food. And then it seemed like it wanted to go near Gomo, but I stopped it. And that's when it ran away.
I'm going to light my torch and take a check of the area.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Can he roll with advantage since Groger's going to be helping him?
No, Groger already had their turn.
Okay.
17 flat.
All right. So you start where Groger was telling you it was last seen, and sure enough, it's easy to find some tracks. The ground here is a little soft, so you can find some tracks, even though this thing's fairly light. And you track it for quite a ways before you lose the track of it, but it does seem to be going just straight away from you. Like you never catch up to it, it never deviates from its path. It seems to be traveling away from you.
I'd probably follow it, follow it as much as I could, turn around, head back. No sign of it. Tracks lead almost straight away. But we should tell Nod. Especially if it's around here again.
Yes.
I'd rather wait, though. When did she wake you up?
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
When did she wake you up?
How long has Grover?
It had only been like an hour. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Panda.
Gosh.
Grover's turning into a bit of a robot.
Grogbot.
Yeah, it's not great over here. You're gonna have to say all that again.
Am I here?
Hi.
There you are. There we
Yeah.
go.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Welcome back, Grogbot.
Okay. God, now I need to remember what I said.
You've been
I
up
asked
for an hour.
how long it's been. You've been up for an hour-ish.
Oh, yeah. I'd say I've only been up for about an hour, I think.
Yeah, and what's the night look like? Like, how far has it progressed?
It's still nighttime, but the moon. Let's see, where were you guys at? You guys were close to the water on the east side. So yeah, you'd be able to see the moon. The moon has gone down considerably. Matter of fact, it's probably going to be sunrise soon.
Damn it. We probably need to let her rest a little bit longer.
Mm.
If she only woke you up about an hour ago, then... we told her to wake one of us up earlier, but... Let her get whatever rest she can, and then we'll tell her in the morning.
All right.
I'll stay up and keep one eye out with you, if you want.
I won't say no to that.
Alrighty. can't exactly see, but I'll keep a, well, and he'll point to the fact that he doesn't have any. I'll keep an ear out for them.
Mm. I will try to spot what I can as well.
So I'm gonna sit, probably on my bedroll, looking at the fire, but keeping an ear out.
Nyota, for the rest of the
Hmm?
night, you everything that happened with Groger, you sensed it all, but almost as if you were the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
You sensed there. You got all the little bits of fish that was there, and then as you sniffed around, you noticed that you could smell more food over by the creature with pink hair.
Yep.
And then the giant got in your way,
Mm.
and you hunkered down a little bit to try to feel as small as possible, as maybe they would leave you alone to realize that you're not a threat. And they took a step forward, and then you're like, nope, I'm out. And you took off.
So there was no desire for toe munching, just like trail mix.
Just hungry.
Searching.
Just hungry. Just hungry. And then shortly after running away, you also came across more food in the form of a mouse. Not Maki. Don't worry,
I
Liliola.
immediately heard the freak out. Yeah.
But a mouse. And you chased it down pretty easily.
Okay.
So food was had. And then you saw a torchlight or some form of light in the distance coming for you. So you took off again in the same direction. You just kept going.
Okay.
And that was the end of your dream.
All right.
But for the rest of the night, everything else is calm. As the sun starts to rise, it does look a little cloudy. But other than that, night was pretty good. It's pretty crisp right now. It's pretty cool and crisp weather at the moment. So, what's the plan?
Yeah, definitely huddling close to that fire right now.
I'm just sitting a little bit away from the fire, just still keeping watch.
I would like also to listen for whenever Nyota awakes.
That's gonna be an interesting listening check.
I'm just going to say eventually, people start to get up. If you aren't going to wake anybody up, they do start to get up. Nyota, you would be the last person up since you went to bed so late.
Makes sense.
So unless anybody else woke you up, you were the last person up.
I'm up, but still in my backpack.
I'm gonna look around as I get up, and I'm gonna see Groger and like kind of like laugh a little.
What? Why are you laughing?
Wow, what happened to your voice, Groger? Why are you laughing? Got him.
No, not on stream.
Dude, it's been on stream so many times.
But
Why
not
do you even
this
care
one.
at this point?
No. Did he ask why you laughing, or was that Panda?
No, that was me out of character.
Okay.
Do I hear her laughing though? Do I hear her laugh?
It's not like a heavy laugh. She's kind of like giggling, but I'm pretty sure you could hear her. I mean, she's not hiding it.
Like ear twitches, and I kind of turn and look. It's like, oh, good morning.
Good morning. You're looking pretty good this morning, Groger.
Oh, I am?
Mm-hmm. I love the new look.
And I start looking over myself like I don't remember changing anything. And then I get to my hair and I feel it like I just pull forward and just see the dreads and I'm like I don't remember when I'm like literally like deep in thought trying to figure out when did this happen? I don't remember this. Wait. I don't recall when this was done to my hair, but I suppose if you think it looks nice, then no reason to undo it.
Oh.
Smooth.
Okay. What do you guys want for breakfast?
Well, I'd say you guys could have fish, but there's none left.
Now there's a backpack with a head popping out. Somebody say breakfast?
Try fishing more.
DM, do I still feel hungry?
No. You feel pretty good.
Stretch like a little cat. Cat stretches.
It's a little warm this morning.
I could try to go out and find something to eat.
I just rolled for myself. Rodon did not hear how to get up.
Can I roll if I hear Nyota get up?
She was talking to us, though. What'd you guys not hear?
Well, I only ask because Rodon's rolling, so I'm like, wait, do I need to
I'm
hear
doing that right now because I'm trying to figure out whether he's distracted by cold.
Okay. I was like, wait, are we rolling? Is there a secret memo I didn't get? Wait.
He's currently more focused on fire.
Okay.
How's the fire doing, by the way? Is it all pretty much out?
No
I've
one was
been
tending to
tending-
it, so yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you
I
were?
would probably say I'd be tending to it if I'm still awake.
Okay, then yeah.
Brisk. Okay.
Really? I feel kind of warm this morning.
Gomo's like doing the worm. He's not out of his bag. The whole bag is like doing a little like slug thing. Like try and get closer to the fire.
I'm imagining Aizawa in a sleeping bag, just.
You could try to get more fish if you're still hungry.
I'm gonna go find us.
I'll go with you.
Oh, okay. I got confused why you laughed for a second. And I looked and I was like, oh.
Do we have any idea where we're at by this point?
Away from civilization.
Oh, I was asking DM, sorry.
Nope.
No.
Well, let's think about. I mean, where you got what order? I mean, you guys went south to get to Warser, right?
Almost down to Warser, and then had to cross, and then went into the woods.
Uh huh.
Got
And
lost.
then northwest-ish.
And then north,
From Warser.
northwest, north. And
Uh
then
huh.
poof.
Back east.
And
to
then
the-
east, and then to go back to the water. So you guys have gone almost in a big circle.
So, would
So
we
we-
know that it'd be safe if it's to assume that if we keep heading north or south will hit a town?
Yes.
Oh,
South
we're-
will easy enough
next
get
to
back to
river.
Warsaw and start towards Opalhaus like we originally
Uh-huh.
planned.
What was that, Gummy?
No. Like north or south, like along the rivers. There'd be big
Mhm.
cities. DM, relative to Warsaw, would I know which is closer, like Opalhaus versus Arderman?
Well, I mean, you guys have traveled it up and then half of the way back down, right?
I mean, I've really only traveled through the river, and even during the campaign, we've only traveled through the river
Mm-hmm.
to and from. So it's like downstream's faster, but
Right,
closer.
exactly.
So-
you wouldn't know if it was closer or not. You would just know which
Gotcha.
way. It
Okay.
just seems what seems faster from your travels.
Okay. So we need to find a place to stay because it looks like Rodon is shivering up. Is there a way we can build something to float down the river?
We're talking about building a raft.
Yes.
Oh. DM,
Can your
I'm
map-
looking around. Do I even see like wood, trees and wood that would be appropriate for such tasks?
All right. Make a perception check for me.
10 plus 5, 15.
So as you're looking around, kind of half-heartedly into this scheme of hers about looking for wood, you guys are close enough to the water that as you're looking around, you notice that coming from the south, you see something headed your way very slowly from the river.
I focus my
And-
attention to it.
As it gets a little closer, you see it's a ship.
Is that a ship? That's a ship. That's a ship, guys.
What?
Huh?
It's a ship.
Oh,
Like
no,
almost
look over there.
out of the bag, running over towards the shore, but he's like tripping and falling and picking himself back up. He's moving at half speed.
Okay, you know what? I'll
Stop the
I'm
boat!
gonna follow after and be at the edge of the river and be like, "Hey,
Stop! Stop!
over here!"
Like straight out of a desert island or deserted island. or
I
something.
can't
What is this?
whistle.
Hold on. I cast thaumaturgy to get their attention and yell,
And
"Hey!"
right as she's doing that, I'm also using prestidigitation. Not prestidigitation, minor illusion, to create a really loud
There you go.
whistle noise, like when you're hailing a cab.
Ah.
I can't-
That gets
Too
the
loud,
rest of your
too
party. Yeah, it gets the rest of your party's attention. And you guys are making all this noise, and it gets their attention, and they see the boat too, but the boat's still pretty far away.
That's good because it gives them time to stop.
Minor illusion, big ass hitchhiking thumbs up.
You should have done a
Take
sexy
guy to
leg
the-
instead.
to the river.
Oh, okay. And then minor illusion again, changing it to sexy legs.
Oh, brother.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna
Perfect,
leave us
perfect.
here.
What the hell?
Roker looks
is
away out of
wrong?
politeness.
Now it's
out of
a
respect.
sexy lady hitchhiking, like with a thumbs up.
Oh my god. This is one of
It'd
those
be like-
fucking flashing signs where she
Yup.
keep
Using
giving where they
Yup.
move their
With,
The leg
with,
is,
with
like,
the
going
neon
back and
hum
forth.
and everything.
Yeah.
yeah, one of the neon signs.
Oh my god.
Using thaumaturgy, we're over here, trying to
The
be
ship,
all.
the ship turns around and goes away. No.
You boys.
Oh
Wait, what
god.
if they think it's a trap?
You're
Ship
assuming
turns
They
that
around
run
and goes
away. What if they
faster.
ignore us?
Oh
Well,
my
no,
goodness.
we're here at least. Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Can you see?
Can I see?
Do you see people?
Can I like
What do you
make a
can you
spyglass
see?
out of my hand?
Yeah, I'm about to say, can you see? You have eyes. I mean, you can see. What are you trying to see?
Like I'm gonna make like a spyglass, obviously without the glass, with my hands. You know, like people they put their two hands like in front of their eye to try to focus.
Sure.
See if I can see like if there are people on the boat and it's not just a ghost boat that's floating down the river.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, okay.
Yeah, you got your hands in front of your eyes. You gotta-
Fucking
Disadvantage, it's a 12 plus 10.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
While this is going on, Neelan's just gonna... You know what might help? Waiting until they get closer.
I second that opinion.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won't even let us on board now.
So, through your spyglass, yeah, you can't tell if there are people on it. It's still too far away, but you can definitely tell it's a boat. Looks intact, and it's headed your
Kim,
way.
how far away?
There are
It definitely looks like a boat.
Roughly.
about 600 feet, roughly. You can see there are oars on both sides that are moving, so
Oh.
it's a good sign that there are people.
Does it look like a
I
familiar
think
boat?
it's, yeah, I think there are people on it. Does it look familiar at all?
Like, does it look like the one we came into Warsaw?
The silver lining, maybe?
Warsaw,
Well, that's a very
Warsaw,
distinctive
Warsaw,
looking boat.
Saw.
It is a very distinctive looking boat. Go ahead and make another perception check as you're looking over the ship to see if it looks familiar to you at all.
Both of us?
That's a not fucking one.
It's hard to
No.
tell.
I
You don't
rolled-
know ships very well, man. You just know that you get on them and they float down the river and take you where you want to go.
But
Do
hey,
I
I'm
roll one
lucky,
too?
so I'm re-rolling
You
that
can if you
one.
want to. Oh, go ahead and re-roll that one.
Still a one.
How the
Like,
hell?
what the fuck?
I love those dice.
Wow.
Wow.
I love those dice.
What are the fucking odds?
What'd you get,
I can
Liliola?
calculate it, but
16 plus 10.
Okay. It is not the same ship that you guys came here on. This one it's pretty wide. It's very flat looking, very wide, has one massive sail is what gave it away in the first place, that made it so you could see, and a bunch of oars on both sides of it coming upriver.
It's not pirates, is it?
do we care?
I don't know.
No,
Great.
not really. Pirates sound exciting.
You have a fucked up sense of excitement.
Have you seen Jack Sparrow?
Who?
Has Liliola seen Jack Sparrow?
No, I'm talking. I don't recognize the boat, but how long do you think it'll take before it gets here? We should prepare. Prepare to teleport into ship.
Prepare the
Just go
board.
away. Oh, maybe we can make like a hook and use our ropes to latch on if they don't stop.
You know it's pretty
I-
far away, right?
We
We don't have rope that long.
I got 50 feet.
All right, guys, in the bag. We're getting out of here. Pack up your stuff.
Oh, okay.
We'll be here in like 2 minutes.
And if they don't, I don't know a lot about etiquette with boats, but I'm pretty certain just boarding is not okay. That's like entering somebody's house without, right? Like, that's not
I
okay.
do that all the time. It's fine.
Como gives her a
You
look.
have a fucked up sense
You
of
are what?
etiquette.
What?
Just wait like 2 minutes.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I'm not supposed to let
I'm
people
looking back
know
at
that
the
I used
boat and
to-
seeing like how
to
long
rob
it would take for
houses.
it to like reach, past where we are, Is it good? Does it
Can I
look
get
like it's gonna be
perception
2
on
minutes?
that last Liliola comment?
Insight, maybe.
Okay. What are you trying to do, Rodon?
Perception on that last
I think he's
Liliola
trying to
For
figure
what?
out
What do
if if her comment, Rodon can infer.
her
that
comment about, oh
she's
yeah, I'm
talking
not
about
supposed to let people know I used to rob
burglary.
houses.
I'm okay. I'm sorry, Rodon. Not the role, but what are you trying to figure out?
I'm trying to figure out if I heard Liliola say the thing about I can't let nobody hear. I shouldn't let nobody hear I used to
Oh,
rob houses.
well,
for a living.
Lily, did you say that out loud?
Kind of. I was just like, oops, bad mouth. Not really thinking.
Well, I mean, if you said it out loud and then you realized it later, then I would probably say that he heard it. But if you want to roll, you can. I mean, you can.
I
I guess you
roll
could
to
roll
see if he
perception.
pays attention to enough over him being cold.
Okay, go for it.
That's 6 + 5.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could make it out. Because, like she said, it's like it was one of those things. Like she said it out loud first, and then she was like, "Oh, whoops." So
I'm gonna stop shivering for a little bit. Like, wait, what? What did I just? And then go back to being. Never mind, it's cold out here. I need to focus more on staying warm. And back to fire for right now.
okay, so the ship gets closer to you guys, and it starts looming closer and closer and closer. And as it kind of gets just to where you guys are at, you see the oars stop. And you can hear as it gets closer, you hear a drumming on the ship as it's keeping a steady, slow pace. And it stops as well.
Did our sexy lady work?
I'm gonna turn around and do a little glance at the sexy lady. Wow, I mean, I just whipped it out, just kind of.
Was this your idea, girl, Gomo?
Careful with your wording.
I'm just look.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's just very generic. Like if you look at it, like it's terrible. Like it's not even like. It's like really, really rudimentary. Just outlines. There's no detail whatsoever. It's just.
I don't think that it's attractive as much as just gaudy. That got their attention.
Whatever gets the job done, right?
What's gaudy?
Ahoy there!
Wait, what was that?
Doing a minor illusion to boost the voice. This is Shadok.
So then you hear the same voice, but much louder this time and much clearer. It says, "Oh, were we using magic then? Okay. Can we help you with something?"
Come on, tell.
What? Huh? What?
We need to get to civilization. Go.
We're trying to get to Ardenron.
Wait, when are we going south?
Or are they going south? No, they're going north, right?
They're going north.
Trying
Yeah,
to
okay.
go. So,
Oh, okay.
We're trying to get to somewhere. God damn it. But now
And
We're
as you
cold
too long.
and hungry.
So the boat, as the rowing stopped, it kept going forward, just a little bit past you before it kind of came to a stop, and then it starts slowly going backwards again, as the river is slowly starting to pull it
quickly,
backwards.
how much
from
money
its
do you
top.
have?
I'm gonna I have 91 gold. I'm gonna just be standing there flipping my hair, trying to look as appealing as possible.
91 gold. Wow. Gomon's gonna. I'm gonna use straight water to take a little bit of water and kind of sprinkle it on her hair. Make it
I'm gonna try to make myself
my
look
God.
as appealing as possible.
I can't believe this is working.
I'm just standing like 20 feet back, face in my
Prestidigitation.
hands.
I need
Perfect roll.
I need
Yeah.
to adjust the girls.
Just confused.
Okay, prestidigitation. You know, like make her look a little bit more presentable. Like clean up the clothes a little bit, maybe tidy it up. Get rid
You're
of
Lily.
wrinkles.
I'm posing.
barely adding a little bit of
have any
wrinkle.
clothes on.
Back in.
Posing a little.
I don't
Okay,
think
look
that-
natural, but
Mhm.
sexy, but natural.
Okay.
What
I
are-
got this.
So we're doing this again. Okay.
What is this?
Same thing in
Stupid.
the prison.
You want to help out? You can help out.
What?
Just take off your top. It works.
Never mind. Just
I'm sorry.
go hang out with the rest.
I'm not taking off my top again.
Hey,
It's
where's
cold.
Groger?
All right, well,
already-
Grover is
Naked.
topless.
if we can't help you, I guess just moving on.
No, we need help.
Oh my god.
I thought you told them, Gomo.
Yeah, we're going to Arden Run. We need help.
Help with what?
The
Travel.
passage.
What are you offering?
What do you want?
What do you need?
Whatever is good for trade, money,
I've got
guys, what do we have?
gold.
What do we have?
alcohol.
Do we have booze?
I got gold.
We have gold.
Gold works. We take gold. How much?
Oh, don't I have to tell them everything?
No. How much? Hold on. How much did we pay on the way down?
Hit 10 gold.
Damn. Can you spare 10? Do you think 10 is enough?
Yes.
Maybe 10. Okay.
I can spare 10, yeah.
We can give it 10 gold for passage to Arden Run.
God
All the
damn
way
it,
to
I'm
Arden
coming
Run?
back.
Yes, where are you going?
Not to Arden Run.
Where are
How
they
far
going?
up north?
Pause for a minute.
If they're going south, maybe we could take hitch a ride somewhere
And
else to
then-
Arden Run.
You hear the drum start beating again, and you see the oars start to paddle again.
No. Okay, we're getting on that boat.
God damn it. We can invite ourselves. Guys, in the back now.
What?
So as it starts to go, because it was slowly starting to go backwards, right? So it was starting it's starting to speed back up enough where it's staying steady and starts slowly going forward again.
Yep, okay.
It says, I don't know if 10 gold's gonna do it all the way to Arden Run.
20.
Whoa. You're just gonna
Okay.
thaumaturge 20. Oh,
Welcome
okay.
aboard! And then you see ropes fly off the side in your direction.
I felt like this was an auction. This
Okay,
was-
guys.
I've seen
Come
rich
on,
people
let's
do
go.
that.
I feel like we're going the wrong way, but okay.
Any way is better than here. Just
Look, even if we end up in Oberhaus, we could transport again. We know people.
Opalhas is down south.
Which is where I thought we were going.
we're
Let's
trying
wait
to, but
then.
are you gonna? Okay, do you want to wait here for the next ferry to come along and bargain our way down to Opalhaus? God knows how
Wait,
long
No,
that's
I
gonna-
was going to continue walking like we were.
and get there when?
When we get there.
Oh, no.
Ay.
Can you give us like 2 minutes? We need to
No.
pack our stuff.
No.
Okay. What do we do?
We're wasting money going the wrong direction. But if that's what you want to do, fine.
I'd rather get south where it's warmer.
I'm actually confused. Are we going to Arden Run or Oberhaus? This is me talking.
The
I'm just
plan
trying to
was
get to
going
any
down to.
civilization.
The ship is
The-
going up to Arden Run, but we're trying to go down to Opalhas.
Wait, I thought the
It
ship was
wasn't
going
gonna.
south.
It wasn't even going.
No,
to,
it's going up.
to Arden Run.
Isn't it?
Yes, the
No.
ship is going north.
Okay.
Towards Arden.
run. We are trying to go south. So
But
opposite
why
direction.
did Gomo kept saying we need to go to Arterun then?
Because it's civilization.
He just
'Cause
wants to
that's
get
the
out
way
of the
they were
woods.
going.
Yeah, he just doesn't want
That's
to
the
be
way they were
here.
going.
You know what?
So the out of character, the original plan was go down to Opalhouse, do a few
Uh-huh.
jobs, and then work our way over towards Grey Point and go across the border.
Oh.
Last I understood.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I
you
Yeah,
thought
think
too.
we
but then what happened is Gomo had a whiff of his sister and started following it north. That's how you
Yeah.
guys ended up going that way.
Okay, you see, this
Yeah,
is why I
and-
was very confused. That's why I
And
was
out
like,
of
what?
character, like the last known direction of Gomo's sister is up north.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess I could say this in character. Okay, I get what we're supposed to do, but if we go to Arderun, can't we just use the teleportation thing like we did last time to go back to Opalhost?
Whole reason they let us use it was because we were helping. That's not there to help anymore.
We'd have to go through the whole diplomatic process again.
And then figure out some other reason to use it. Because if I remember correctly, it can't just be used for whatever.
Can't we just bribe the guards?
No.
Unfortunately, not everybody can be bribed.
The whole reason they let us use it is because I used
Yeah.
my family's crest.
If we get to Ardenrun, I can use my station to get us access to the teleportation circle to go down there.
Wouldn't it be faster?
But it's... I don't care anymore.
I'm just confused, guys. I don't know. You guys tell me. I have the money. If we're going to go, let's go. If we're not, we're gonna keep walking. Let's walk. Just, I'm confused now.
If the
All
whole
right, so-
thing was going...
As you guys are having this conversation, the ropes are getting pulled back up, and they're no longer within grasping distance.
If the whole thing was going after your sister, then we should stay on foot anyways. Is that right or wrong?
I don't have any means of tracking her anymore.
I do.
What?
It's the same thing we used
A
before.
little
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
she's the one who used it
thing.
previously.
But
It's working again?
I'll.
bit
Is it
try.
back? DM?
So as you kind of feel for it, it's magic, and kind of look for it, it's there.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the ropes go away sadly because I kind of wanted a hot shower.
I promised you anytime it was available, I'd use it to help you find your sister.
By the way, your magic woman looks like shit.
You mean the woman, not me, right?
I'm not even turning around to face them. I'm using minor illusion to throw up a big ass middle finger up in the air.
You should-
Well,
And your
that's-
drumming's offbeat!
They're too far away. They didn't hear you, but Panda did.
I heard
Oh, I hot showered. I could have raided everything. I could
Okay,
have
just-
raided them and taken stuff.
All right, on foot then. It's
Okay.
good to know at least there's boats going up and down
Oh.
now.
Kroger,
Yes.
it's getting cold. Here, use this. She's gonna take off her cloak and throw it at him.
Oh. Are you sure? I'm fine without it.
It's fine. It's fine. We don't need anybody getting sick. Let's go.
I think
Question.
I think Rodon's the one we should be worried about.
Rodon's got a jacket.
You had barely anything on. Jake can use it as priority.
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm
We
gonna
could
give
set his clothes on fire.
I'm gonna give him like the quilt from my bag.
Don't you fucking dare.
I'm gonna pull out the quilt.
Why are you so good at that?
He's actually cool.
Because I am actually like sitting here trying to vibrate as much as possible while I'm doing it.
That's funny.
I'm gonna pull out the quilt and just throw it over Rodon. It's his turn to get quilted.
I wonder what my cloak looks like on Brogan.
Sorry, I'm not that tall.
Blah. Okay, just give me a little bit longer to warm up.
Oh, dang it.
I'm
I
gonna,
don't
like-
have any torches left.
I'm gonna start putting my stuff together and mumbling to myself. I was like, we could have gotten a horse and carriage and could have gotten some other stuff and I could have gotten money.
All right. So, which direction are you guys headed?
Nyota, magic.
Right, okay. I'll summon the figurine of wondrous power.
Okay. For the same thing, looking for his sister, right?
hmm Give normal description, same as before.
Alright.
Delane's figure.
I'm gonna
Oh,
use I'm gonna try to focus all my perception abilities as possible on that so we don't get lost again.
Okay. So. Oh my goodness, Kitty. No.
Yes.
No, Kitty, bad
I
Kitty.
mean, yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm the dungeon master, not you. Okay. So, it comes out. You
Mhm.
give it the description. It gives a little squawk at you and it kind of flies up and in a circle till it gets high
Mhm.
enough, and then it starts flying south.
What?
Ah.
Let's go.
Well,
I've got my stuff. I'm just following it. I'm not even waiting for
would you-
anybody.
I guess
Oh,
the
would
boat
you
was a
look
bad
at that?
idea.
Good call, me. Thank you, me.
Thank you, Neelon.
It's appreciated. That was a good call.
I was saying all this, but I'm looking up into the sky, like chasing it. With,
Yeah.
with my
I'll
eyes.
chase after too.
Yeah, don't worry. I
I'm
have
not moving
good
very fast
perception.
still. I'm still moving half speed. Like, especially because I'm looking up at it and I'm like tripping over.
I'll
Yeah.
pick
Hold on a
up
moment, let me
Gomo.
take you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, keep going this way. Yes.
I will pick up Gomo this time.
Oh,
So,
probably probably better.
The group slowly starts following the birdie. Is that what you named it?
What? Gomo named it. It's named Birdie now.
What? I
Okay.
never remember naming it.
No, I remember like this conversation. I think it was like half in joke, but I think it just
Yeah,
ended
it
up on
was.
birdie.
It's just Birdie now.
Yep. So, following birdie south.
I named it Petrie.
Oh no. No. Tripping over some bushes and logs, trying to stay close to the river to keep it so you're not it's little better terrain to chase after it. We're gonna take a break.
Yo. Break time. Do 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 do.
This is where we play our commercial, if we had one.
For Dice Loop.
Do 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 do. Commercial break.
Good dice loop today.
All right, we'll be back.
All right, welcome back. Hope everybody got their snacks, drinks, cookies, everything. Dice Lube, got the Discord link, Twitch channel, YouTube channel, all the channels. Hope you guys have got everything set up, ready to go. We're going on a journey southward, following
channel.
Birdie. Following Birdie. So,
Following the birdie, the birdie, the birdie.
I had that
As you
exact
guys-
same thoughts.
as you
Same.
guys are walking southwards trying to track Birdie, I would like you guys to roll. Let's see. We need a tracking check.
Oof.
Oh, you got it, boss.
So I guess let's do we can just let's change it up a little bit. Let's do survival. I need you guys to roll
Jesus,
survival.
Mother
for
of
me.
Pearl.
I'm the legs, you're the eyes, you keep track.
Fuck yeah, survival.
Everyone roll?
Awesome.
All of us?
Yeah, you guys can. Well, I mean, all you guys know what you're doing now. Like everybody knows where you guys are checking and watching for this. The last time you were like, "I see this, I'm running," but now everybody's together. You guys are all chasing after this thing. So yeah, you guys can do it together.
Okay,
18
it's all of
plus
us.
2.
Okay.
4 plus 1. Rodon's too distracted by trying to keep the quilt on.
Okay.
7 plus 4.
Okay.
Thinking about
16
sexy
plus
dance?
8.
Okay. Elon?
What was it?
I'm
Survival?
re-rolling my
Yeah,
one.
survival.
17 flat.
Okay.
Please tell me you got another double one.
That'd be funny.
What is this?
I don't know, what is it?
Oh wait, I'm dumb. That's not a 1. That's a 20. That was a 20.
Oh,
I'm stupid. I've been thinking.
Okay.
that
So
was
what
a
was the
1.
lower of them though? A 20 and a what? What's the other one?
20 and a 17 plus 6 for perception.
Okay.
Oh,
So
sorry,
the 17.
Oh,
nature,
it's
what?
survival.
Nature, right? Or survival?
Survival.
I said survival. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Survival would be plus 4. So 17
That's
plus
okay.
4,
So
21.
so that was 4 successes and 2 failures. So
I rolled
as you
2
guys-
nat 20s in a row the other time.
that's
God
crazy.
damn it. Whatever.
I wonder how long you've been thinking those are ones.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because you've
I
been
don't wanna
using
think
those
about
dice
that.
for a while.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
That's great.
Let's not talk about this. Ever.
We'll
Not-
talk
not
about it
later.
later.
We'll
Just
talk about it
not
later.
We'll
talk
talk about it later.
Talk about what?
So
Exactly.
you guys are following Birdie, and you're noticing now that all of you are collectively keeping track of this thing that it goes south for a while, and then it seems to just change direction back a little bit to the east, and then it lands and it perches on a branch and just kind of hangs out there for a little bit.
Ooh. Are we falling
Ah.
behind? Like, are we keeping up with it?
Yeah, you guys are keeping up with it.
Okay.
Well, so are we like near it since it perched, right? So I'm pretty sure we caught up.
Yep.
Can we like look around to see if we see anything there?
Sure.
What's the environment?
What
Yeah.
are you looking for? So you're looking for the environment.
I'm looking,
looking
for
for
any
signs
sign
of
of his sister.
People. Yeah.
All right. So whoever wants to look for those things, go ahead and roll your perception check.
Nope.
And so,
No.
Domo, you're looking for the environment. So why don't you go ahead and do a nature check?
Well, okay. I just wanted to like look around and like I wanted to know, are we in the woods, like are we? Is it?
Well,
burnt
yeah,
down,
so-
like,
so-
just general.
Okay. So he cut into the woods a little bit. The birdie did, and yeah, it's this side that you're on isn't as thick as the other side.
Yep.
But I mean, you're still in the woods and it's not burnt down or anything.
Gotcha. 14 for nature, so it's like. I
Goma's
guess
like
anything
wriggling around in
unnatural
my arms.
Yeah. What was that, Milan?
I was just saying, like, Goma's wriggling around in my arms and fucking elbows me in the face. Just, ow, come on.
Play!
I got a 25. Looking
Yeah.
for his sister.
I didn't see anything.
With
Okay.
a 4 plus whatever, I would have failed either direction.
I got a 4 flat. The cloak blew into my face.
Wow,
I
you
got
guys.
a 5. I got a 5
Oh,
plus
you could
4.
try a little
I'm
harder.
I'm inspecting the tree, trying to see if she turned into the tree.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks
Oh,
for
nice.
the support, guys. You know, you could have used some
So-
dice lube or something.
God, if we don't make this a thing soon. Lily.
Working on it. Yes.
So as you look around, you see nothing. Not only do you not see anything, but you see the lack of everything. There's no footprints. There's no bent blades of grass that are out of place. I mean, you're not seeing any form of any other person that was here recently at all.
Can I look at the tree and start feeling around to see if like maybe there's like something that'll open it like back when in Opalhouse?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh crap. Alright.
Uh.
11 plus I believe 1. So it's yes. So it's a 12.
All right. The rest of you guys see Liliola kind of look around the ground for a little bit, looking for tracks, and she's kind of just looking around and everything, and kind of turns around and looks at the tree, starts inspecting it, walking around it, kind of touching little knots and pulling on some limbs, and she's kind of walking around it. But
Lily, my
seem to do
sister is a
anything.
halfling, not a tree.
I know, but remember back in Opalhouse how a tree opened up and there's a hidden passage?
Yeah, this is like out in the middle of nowhere.
You
You know
never
how many
know.
trees there are?
Well, so was that hidden mystery room.
Yeah, but it
And
was a
the-
very specific location in a city. This is like out in the freaking wilderness. There's like
And this thing landed on the tree, so we don't know. Let me check.
Hey, Birdie, where is what are you? Is my sister on top of the tree? Like, what are you trying to say?
So Birdie is like 80 feet up in the top of this tree. I don't think it heard you.
Are there
Arrogant
any
bastard.
actual birds around?
Are there any what?
Actual birds just kind of hanging out?
You can hear some.
Anything I can see, like immediately?
Make a perception check.
Fuck shit. 6. Whatever. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
and just go.
Oh.
Hey, if there's anybody nearby, we're looking for a halfling. Has like gives a description. Has anybody seen her? So speak with animals.
Does Neelan speak in bird, or is he just talking normally
Yeah.
and the birds can understand him?
Like, what
You
does this sound like to
gain
us?
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Knowledge and awareness is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations or monsters, etc., including what they can perceive or have perceived within the last day.
So, as you're looking up at the trees, waiting for a bird to come down, since that's what you're looking for, you hear a scurrying noise kind of coming up to you from the ground, and you look down, and there's a raccoon. And it kind of stops a little away from you, and it kind of gets on its hind feet, on its hind legs, and almost like standing up, and starts chittering at you. So everybody else just hears that, and you hear, "I've seen nobody. I've seen no one. Just us animals."
Fluffy.
You
Anything from yesterday, maybe? Someone looks, kind of like him, and I'll point to Gomo that's, like, still sitting in my arms.
Seen nobody. Seen no one. Just us animals.
All
Got
right,
any food?
any of your friends... any of your friends, if any of your friends know where she is, I'll give all of you food.
You have food? All right, I'll be right back. He runs
What
away.
is happening?
Hey, Maki, I need you to go inside the tree and look around for me, okay?
What
Neelan, you hear this little voice from next to Liliola go, "Why do you always make me do all this crap?" And then he runs away. So after a moment, you see this raccoon come back up, and not only that, but there's like 20 raccoons with him, and they all come up to you, and they all, like, the first one, the other one that you saw gets up on its hind legs again, and all the rest of them just kind of like do the same thing. So there's like a whole bunch of these raccoons kind of around you in a semicircle, all on their hind legs, looking at you. And then one goes, "All right, guys, have you seen anything like that guy?" And they go, "We see nobody. Can we get food?" "Yeah, food,
what did you
food. Can we get
do?"
food? Hey, food. Hey, you got food?
I will give you your damn food in a minute. Oh,
Just, now all of them are just like, food. It's like mine. But it's food.
fuck it. He'll
Oh,
put
fuck.
down Gomo, go through his bag, and toss out like, how many days of rations do I have? I'll throw out like, let's see, rations 1 day. I've got 9 days. I'll throw out 3 days worth of rations to him. Just, all right, shut the fuck up. Anybody else? And he'll just kind of turn around and do like a little 360. Just anybody else.
Neelan, who are you talking to? What's happening? Huh?
So,
Did you see anything, Maki?
what did you ask Maki to look for? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Just put her inside the hole, see if she sees like any switches in there.
Oh, okay. You come back and you just hear some chittering, and he kind of shakes his head no. And Neelan, you hear, "No, there's not even a freaking hole there."
That's funny. I'll just put her back like in her little cushy area that I keep her.
All right, Neelan. The only other thing you see a squirrel coming down a tree, like circling around it, comes down to you and goes, "Food?"
I'll pick up a handful of nuts from the bags that I just dumped out for the raccoons and go, yeah, here.
"Thank you," and he just runs away.
Did you see anything? God damn it.
What you doing, Neelan? You look like me.
He's being his own version of a Disney princess.
Actually, I was gonna say
just
in
about to
character.
say.
I'm temporarily a Disney princess. It's fine. Let's not talk about it.
What's a Disney princess?
Talk
We'll
about it
find
later.
out. Actually, while the spell is up, I'm not sure how long the spell lasts. Let me see. Lasts for 10 minutes. Actually, can I see Maki real quick? Do you mind?
You want to see? Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna take her out of her little bed that she has in my bag and be like, "Here you go."
I want now.
Can I borrow you for a second?
What does this guy want?
What this guy wants is just to talk to you for a minute.
He was very, very confused. You can hear me?
For the next few minutes, yeah. Can I talk to you real quick?
And it just stops for a second. Doesn't say anything. It's like, could you read my mind?
No, I can actually hear you.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I'm waiting for a yes or no. I want your permission before, like, yeah. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, you have 1 minute.
Okay, I'm gonna hold out my hand and just kind of wait for him to pop over.
Okay, he does.
And he'll just kind of turn around and put Lily to his back and bring Maki up to his face and just like, are you good?
Yeah,
You
I'm
wanna
great.
Talk about it? Like, really? Because like, I heard you that whole time.
Oh, did
Like,
you?
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. That's great. I get nice places to sleep. I get food and whenever I want it. It's awesome.
It's like if you want her to like back off, I can talk to her. Like, do you want to talk?
Oh, no, I'm fine. What are you talking about?
I'm just checking in and making sure that you're okay.
Oh, I'm great. I get nice places to sleep and food whenever I want.
All right. Then if you want to talk at all, just come over and like tug on like my pants or shirt or something. Just motion to me that you want to talk, and we can talk if you need it.
Okay. Whatever you
Okay.
say. Hey, what's a
Yep.
minute? You still have one?
I don't have a minute anymore. I assume this is coming up on the time limit.
Okay.
But what I do have are some of these. They're all yours, and he'll pull out another small baggie of like trail mix. Just like all yours, bud.
He just takes one piece and then runs back to Liliola.
Did you have a good time with Papa Nilan?
He just starts munching on the thing and and then scurries back to his little hidey hole. Goes back into your bag.
She's so cute, isn't she?
Wait. DM said he and Lily
I know.
said
Yeah, there's holes in
Yeah,
my
What?
I always do that. It's my,
Does
it's
she
my
get the
fault.
no, hold on. Did Lily get the gender wrong the whole time?
That'd be hilarious. Maki's like, I'm a dude, but like, I just don't tell her.
I'm a dude playing a dude. Just playing another dude.
That's why Maki's got that cute little bowl because it's she.
No, Maki is a they.
All right, I'll give the rest of the baggie over to Lily. Just the rest are for Maki.
Oh, this is for my.
Okay.
Oh, you're so sweet, Nilan.
Uh,
We didn't find anything in the tree, by the way.
Nope.
Put it with the bag. Put it with my mouse.
Are the raccoons still like here?
Yeah. And
Oh,
and the longer you guys stay there, and there's so much food on the ground, like more are showing up.
This is amazing! Look at all the animals! I'm gonna look at the raccoons and
no. We're
get them.
looking for my sister. What is this?
Oh, right. Sorry, little ones. I'll catch you later.
Where's
Why are
the
we giving
stinking
food away? What is
pterodactyl?
this?
I don't know what's happening.
I was trying to bribe the animals to see if we could get information. We didn't get any information.
Alright. Hold on, let
Okay,
me
so
try
we
something.
gave all this food away for nothing?
Okay,
It's
where-
my
Yeah.
food. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Okay,
I wanna parkour up the tree so I can go up to Birdie.
Oh?
Okay.
Just pinching the bridge of my nose, rubbing my eyes. Just,
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
pretty
Oh.
stressed out if I was giving my food away for nothing too.
Ooh.
What's cocked?
Okay. So you don't have to roll. As you,
Oh, okay.
I did a roll for something else. As you look up and you're like getting ready to parkour up the street, Birdie takes off.
Oh,
Ah!
Who
I lose
noticed
my
it?
balance. I was just about to
noticed
jump.
it?
This time it's flying west.
Did I notice it since I was looking up there?
Oh yeah, you were looking up that way, and then you just saw it fly off west.
I almost lose my balance because I was like following it and I was gonna turn to the whoa!
Elon.
And that way, guys!
I'm just
Elon,
walking
there's
around
a
picking
raccoon
up.
on my leg.
I'm just like walking around picking up like stray nuts and stuff in the kind of.
Guys, I'm gonna take off running after it.
All the raccoons are like chittering loudly at you.
Five seconds.
I'm gonna
rule.
yank Gomo back up into my arms. Leave it. It's for them. Let's go.
Whoa.
Elon, it's on my leg. Help.
I turned off. I took off. I took off running, guys. So
Yep, start heading that way. I'll yell at the raccoon as we pass by. Hey, fuck off. Take your food.
Yeah. No, Rhoda's gonna like shake it off and like keep going.
Shake it off, shake it off.
Oh, there's a reason I don't talk to these fucks all that often.
If only you could hear them, they'd be like, "Hey, thanks, fuck off."
Oh god, it's like the Rick and Morty where they now think that's the greeting.
Yeah, exactly.
They now think it's polite.
All right. So you guys are following Birdie once again, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Man, maybe we should have kept some of those raccoons to keep Rodon warm.
No.
As you guys are following,
More mouth to feed.
If she said keep Rodan warm, that she meant skin them.
it's getting,
Oh.
it's getting
I did not, but sure.
further and further into the jungle. It's getting a little denser.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No problems
Can I
here.
still keep track of it?
I want you guys to roll athletics for me,
Oh boy.
I do not need
or
to.
acrobatics, either one.
Do I need to as well?
If you're being
I'm
carried,
being
no.
carried currently. Yeah.
You said either?
Yes, athletics or acrobatics.
I am choosing athletics. That is a 12 plus 7. 19.
You could help me by pointing out routes that might trip me up. Thank you.
I got a 10 total.
I would like
A
to
10
assist.
total.
I would like to aid then.
Okay.
I'll
Alright,
keep an
go for
eye
it.
out for the path ahead, and then like use my minor illusion to highlight any like protruding roots and stuff that might trip him over.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
get a 2 plus 8. 10.
Oh no.
I got a
Six.
10 also.
16 plus 7, 23.
Hey.
And Nyoda, you're being carried by somebody?
Nope. I just don't need to. It's a skill of mine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I forgot you. Yeah.
Oh,
Ranger.
I'm really disappointed.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
You're
that's everybody.
still-
All right.
You're still moving at your max speed, which is still slower than everybody else.
Oh yeah, but I still don't have to worry about it. So I'm just, looking back at you guys every now and then, whoever's behind me.
Well, no. What he's saying is, you're even at your regular
Mhm.
speed, and you're doing fine. Your speed is still slower than other people's.
It's 5
Yeah.
foot slower.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you guys are actually able to keep up with Birdie. Anytime somebody gets tripped up a little bit, you're able to help each other through it as a group. And as it continues to head west for a while, it lands on another branch. And Lily, since you have the highest passive perception, I believe. Gummy, yours is pretty high too, right? If I remember right.
It is 16.
Okay, yeah. You see that when Birdie lands on this tree, he's just sitting there, kind of picking at himself, kind of cleaning himself.
Is Bert taking this seriously?
By the way, is this for passive perception?
Yeah, because you were looking at Birdie
Okay.
as it landed.
Because
Yeah.
Rodon's is 15. He's only one off, like from Gomo. It's pretty high too.
Mhm.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
Lily, since you asked that question, you can roll it.
Oh no, what was that?
God.
Golly posted something in
I
Arts.
sensed a disturbance in the force.
Lily,
Oh,
if you
fuck.
can roll an animal. No, let's do. All right, guys, stay focused. Come on, guys.
You
Talk
know
about
that's
it-
very
we'll
difficult.
talk about it
right?
later.
I'm trying. I have to stay muted. I'm sorry.
Do an animal handling check for me, Lily.
Animal handling?
Mm-hmm.
And 13 plus 2.
Okay, so as you're looking at Birdie and you're like, man, are they taking it seriously? You get the feeling that they're just kind of. It's not that they're not taking it seriously. It's just they're just doing what a bird or whatever this thing would do, like in normal everyday life. It's just flying around, cleaning itself, looking for food, just
Oh
acting like a normal everyday thing.
my god.
Birdie, are you looking for his sister?
I don't understand.
I'm gonna look
Why would
around
you
the area
ask
to
that?
see if I see any sign of like Gomo's sister, because I'm starting to lose like faith in that bird.
Okay. You can make a investigation check to see if you can find anything.
Uh-oh. What's that? I can't see the number. Oh, 18 plus 1.
Okay.
19.
As you
Mm-hmm.
get down and start looking for tracks again and any form of sign of anything that could tell you if she was around here. You're not picking up anything. You're not seeing anything. And by the way, you guys have been doing this for a little while now, and it is starting to warm up. So, Rodon, starting to feel a lot better now.
Still keeping the cape with me for right now, but I mean the quilt or whatever with me, but it's not gonna hinder him right now.
Yeah, this part of the world, it gets fairly cold at night, especially because you guys there wasn't anything to block any of the wind over the water. But now that it's starting to get during the day, it's warming up pretty fast, and plus now you guys are inside the jungle. There's not as much wind. It's getting kind of, the air is just stagnant. So
I'm gonna try to parkour up this tree now.
okay, the one that Birdie's on.
Yes.
Alrighty.
But 3 plus acrobatics, right?
Yep.
6.
All right, with a 9.
9.
Oh, sorry.
you look up
were
at
we
Birdie
not
and you're like-
supposed to watch.
as the team is like still waiting for that day of you doing that awesome hardcore.
I thought we already saw it.
Yeah, I think you saw it in combat when shit was hitting the
Yeah.
fan, but just on something like this where it's just like, I'm gonna climb up this tree every time. So yeah, she starts going up the tree. She runs up it a little bit and catches under a branch and pulls herself up and jumps up onto another branch. But as she does, the branch breaks and she falls back down.
Ah!
She
Attempt to catch.
lands on her arm on one branch and then starts flipping the other way, and then Rodon catches you before you hit the ground.
I didn't break that arm, did I? Ow.
No, it didn't get broken.
That hurt. That hurt.
I don't understand.
Sounds like it only
This
hurt your
wasn't-
pride.
Are you doing okay?
I'm fine, thank you, Rodan. I feel like I'm getting catched a lot these days.
As he's gently setting her down, well, you seem to keep putting yourself into positions where you need it.
Right.
Huh.
I don't see any hide or hair or track of another halfling around here.
And as you guys are contemplating this, Birdie takes off again.
I just miss. Come on.
This time it's going north.
I don't understand.
Oh, no time to question it. Starts following it.
Yep.
Moving on.
Moving right along in search of.
Yep.
All right. So this time it only goes about 200 feet, and then this time it actually lands on the forest floor.
You know what?
It's on the floor.
Just as a just in case, I want to use Divine Sense to see if there's anything nearby. Not necessarily bad, because it says detect good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Anything good nearby?
I'm gonna do a baseball slide and grab onto the bird.
Hey.
You don't sense anything, Elon.
Nothing either way.
Nope, nothing either way.
Alrighty.
Okay. I would like you to roll an athletics check.
Who, me?
Yes. For you said you're gonna try to baseball slide and catch birdie, right?
Yeah. Okay, catch the bird and be like, listen here, you little bird. You said athletic?
Yes.
What is that? 17 plus 6.
What was it? Sorry.
17 plus 6.
Oh, geez. I don't even know why I'm rolling. Yeah, I got 4. Okay.
You have a +6 in athletics?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You said athletics?
Yeah, that's a strength.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never
that, like-
mind. Then
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 4. Her 17
well,
beats it
then-
anyways.
yeah, it would have been 16 then because I have a -1 in athletics.
I was gonna say because I've got a +7.
Yeah,
Negative.
that's what I was thinking. I was
I
like,
was thinking acrobatics.
from one level to another, she suddenly got stronger than Elon.
No, I got a -1, but still 16.
Okay. So yeah, you run and you're like as you see it go down, you're like, it's falling, it's coming down, and you slide, just grab it. And it fights you a little bit, but it's not like it's not freaking out because it's not an actual bird. but,
Animal, yeah. Okay, listen here, you little bird.
Hey.
We are trying to do something, and you're leading us around, in circles, I think.
It doesn't talk back to you or anything.
I'm gonna plop it down on the floor, and then I'm just gonna look it in the eyes. It's like, you do your job right, okay? Now where are we? I'm gonna look around.
Looks like a forest.
Oh, really? I would have never.
Smells like a
guessed.
forest too.
Huh?
I said it smells like a forest too.
Oh, I thought someone else spoke out of nowhere. I was like, what? All right. Well, again, same thing. Look around to see if I see any signs of people or whatever.
I mean, there's the
If-
possibility that she's just not close enough. So it doesn't know where to search.
Would I be rolling investigation or perception?
For what?
Just to see, like, the same thing as before, like, see if there's any sign of her and stuff like that.
Go for it. Investigation.
Oh, okay, then it'd be 15 plus 1.
Okay. Same as before. There's nothing here.
I give up.
Do you say that out loud?
is it gonna fly
Yes.
again?
Wait, huh? What do you mean you give up?
Okay. No, I just don't know where to look. I don't give up. I'm just a little
Wait,
frustrated. with
okay,
work.
what are you looking for? Well, hold on. Let me try and help find it. What am I supposed to look for? What kind of things do we even look for?
I mean, we're looking for your sister.
I see.
Signs.
Okay, signs. Like small footsteps, maybe. Oh, I see one. Hold on, here. There's one.
Isn't
wait,
that
no,
yours?
That's mine. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
But broken twig. I don't know. Is that a sign?
I think that's from us.
Okay, that's from me. Okay.
Okay, I take it back. I don't give up. We're gonna keep looking. Bird, remember what I told you.
Okay,
I'm,
you let
I'm
it go.
staring at the bird. Like what?
Yeah, I put
bird,
it down
like-
on the floor.
Yeah, you get the sense that following this bird is not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, I'm staring deep into its eyes, into its soul.
If it had one.
If it had one. What kind of stare does it have? Is it blank? Like freaking
It's blank.
yeah.
As she lets it go, it's just hopping around on the ground and then like pecking at the ground, and one time it pecks to the ground and pulls up a worm and it just eats it.
Nyora,
She
how does
might
this
just-
work again?
She might be out of range. It can only go so far from what I've tested, and
Uh-huh.
or there's something I haven't tested that I wasn't sure how to say because I don't think anybody wants to say it, which is I don't know if it finds
Bodies.
things that aren't.
What are you trying to say?
The possibility shouldn't be
No,
forgotten.
don't. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I asked.
That being
Isn't it-
said, it's very unlikely considering that the Alzak saw her recently. So I
Doesn't
think we're
even
just out of
know
range,
this.
that's all.
Okay, just stop.
So it sounds like this was a waste of time. Right. Well, let's think. Let's think.
Might not-
DM, what time of day?
It's it's early morning-ish still. I mean, well, late morning. It hasn't the soon it isn't midday. It's still before that, but you spent the most of the morning chasing this bird.
Might not be the wisest idea, but you could try whatever that spell is that makes your voice louder.
I could try it.
We're in
Do you
deep
want
woods
to-
now, right? DM.
Yes.
Do you want me to try Gomo?
I have my eyes closed. Just plop down on the ground and just into meditative state.
Okay. While he's doing that, I'm gonna just like grab my book and start looking through it, see what it is that I am able to do, and if anything it was helpful.
I'm gonna I guess uncast, I don't know what the term would be, but basically return Birdie.
All right. So you guys watch as Birdie's devouring a worm. It just disappears as half the worm is left, and it just drops to the ground, squirming.
Ew.
Exactly the image I had in my head.
That being said, if you do use that spell, it should probably be because she would know his voice. At least that would be the best chance.
Rodan is going to
She
pack up the
said he
quilt
was.
and give it back to Neota.
Thank you. She'll fold it up and put it away in her bag.
So, what's the plan then? Are we gonna call out?
Let's call off the search.
What?
Is Opalhaus closer? I think it's closer than Ardenrun.
Okay. Don't worry. I'm positive that she's okay.
We can always check back in with the people in Outlast.
She probably went home.
On that note, does anybody know where we are?
Was anybody keeping track?
Well, if we head that way and down, we should head back to the river. Approximately.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and just still looking
I'm up.
through the book.
I'm picking myself up using my staff to brace me.
Okay, book. Is there anything that I can use that could help us in this situation? Let's see.
All right, we've already wasted many of day's light. Let's get a move on.
Hey.
Is this way south? Looking at Rodan.
Would like to ascend a tree and double check position of sun to see.
It's just roll for me. By roll, I mean let's just do. You can just do the perception to check. I'm not gonna make you do athletics and all that stuff. We'll shorten it a little bit.
13 plus 5, 18.
Yeah, you can tell which way. You can tell which way your compass is in your body's compass. You can tell which way's which. Can't talk. Neelan's rubbing off on me.
All right.
So
You're
he'll
welcome.
go back down and go, I think it's more a little bit this way for south.
That way? Okay. Well, since we're still on
Should
the
we maybe
west
try
side
going,
Hmm?
Should we maybe try going southeast to see if we can hit the river again?
exactly my thoughts too. It would be good to have the river on our side. Less things to worry about. Also away from the woods. What do you think, Neelan?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, we can head a little bit of, we can head south that way, but if we hook it a little bit further to the east, we should hit the river, and then we can hug the river kind of down south, all the way down to Opalhost.
I feel like that's probably the best course. We'd still be heading in the right direction and get
Yeah.
us closer to the river.
Sounds good, and we'll have clean water source. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. I just need one more thing from you guys on roll 20. I'm gonna put it back on our normal travel thing here, so you guys can tell me which order, who's in front, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Lagging behind.
There we go.
Whichever behind is.
Yep. Well, we got a cool north symbol there, and you guys know you're headed south. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, you say. Okay.
I'm gonna be walking with Gomo because I'm kind of like worried about him.
Worried about me.
Yeah, you seem not Gomo.
All right. Well. Ooh, what is that?
Ooh, pretty.
Ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
there we go.
I mean, I can delete
did-
these.
Fancy.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Fancy.
Just, I was like, wait a minute, I
Yeah.
just
Okay,
got
put that
freaking
up.
assets on the,
Might
the
need to
internet.
come all the way down to
Great.
where Nyota is for it to show up. Because it's cropped a little bit right now.
Still?
Yep.
Moved it.
Nyota is way back, so yeah, on the thing, it's
What? It's right next to Neota. What?
still peeking off.
No,
There,
it's
that's
just how I have
cropped
it
is.
cropped. Give me a sec. No. Oh, that was fine. It was fine. I could adjust.
Okay. All right. I'll put it back. Oh, I see what you did. Okay. I didn't know what you mean, but I see the stream now. Okay, I see. I understand.
Ta-da.
My apologies. Okay, cool. All right, so we have Rodan, Neelan, Gomo, Lily, Groger, and Neota in the back. that accurate?
Looks about right to me.
I'm gonna hang
Probably.
back a little bit.
On the road
Okay.
again.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna. There we go.
Okay, Rodon, since you are leading,
Uh-oh.
I closed something I didn't want to close. I hate when I do that.
Oh no.
Sorry, give me a second. I know what time it is too. We're gonna be stopping soon. I promise. No. I know. I want to keep going too. Okay, we're good. Okay, Rodon, please roll a survival check for me, please.
$13 + 1, 14.
Hey. So, as you guys make your decision to go south and head east a little bit so you can get to the river, after walking for a little while, about an hour or so, and you see the sun peaking at its zenith and the right above you guys, you hit the water's edge. And you know you've successfully gone the way you wanted to. And now you can head south with confidence. That's where we'll end the session tonight.
Ooh, on the road again. Man.
Well then. Not a lot was done today, but we had some fun moments.
The Maki screaming.
Yes, now we can talk about Galley's awesome.
Look,
awesome
any
artwork.
I'm
session
sorry, I
we
thought
get
I was-
golly art is a good session.
I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. Thank you.
Oh my god, just the
It's the idea.
screaming.
of Tiny
not
mouse cussing him
worthy.
out.
As soon as I saw Gally type in the chat, I was
Yes.
like,
Yep.
well, yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
please,
man.
please, please, oh please.
I'm glad I could unintentionally be comic relief.
You're welcome.
He's not even trying. How does he do it?
It's just the fucking like.
Show the art.
Oh man, hold up.
I
I was not prepared for this.
It was so good. I had a lot of fun
Oh
with that
my
moment with
God.
the raccoons. Like I was trying to think, I was like, okay, their brains are tiny.
They're actually extremely intelligent creatures. Thank you.
What are their int again? It's like not very.
Boot.
And like
Mine?
Maki was like, you can have a minute. Like, wait, what's a minute? You still have one?
I love that part. What's a minute?
That
You
was
still
very
have it?
cute. It's like pretending to know.
Can I
but
have a
then being
minute?
honest.
Yeah.
Like, sure. I don't know what it is.
I'm confused at why it was like, you keep making me do this shit. No, everything's great. Like passive aggressive fucking like mouse over here. It's all good. Like-
While
like
we're having
Leslie.
this fun conversation, real
Maki
fast.
does what
Hold on. Let's get this the voting going real fast so we can get that
Yeah,
going as
yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking. So I'll put it in Discord here, so everybody can vote for who they think should get DM inspiration, who had the best role play this session, so they can get it for next time if they don't already have it. So yeah, you can vote there, or you can vote in chat on Twitch. Let us know. Sorry, Liliola, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that, like, I feel like with Maki, she is given the royal treatment more than she is asked to do things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Me as the DM totally agrees with you. But you know, Maki is who Maki is. I mean, Maki gets treated like a little princess.
Oh my God, Maki.
I just wish
All the
there was a
votes.
sticker. I just wish there was a sticker for raccoon that said food.
Food?
Food, little raccoon food sticker now.
Oh, stickers. Let me add that to the list.
Yes, yeah. That one we
Yes,
could probably
there's a
actually get down.
raccoon. Thank you, whoever posted that.
All right, so card of the day.
Take it away.
card of the day is Seven of Wands, which usually means endurance and fighting for your beliefs and preservation, but it's reverse. So when it's reversed, it usually means like giving up, defeat, being overwhelmed by the situation, and just I've had enough.
Uh,
Well, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what happened.
Goddamn.
yeah. Yep. Ouch.
Oof.
Again.
Oof.
Big oops.
But
I
yeah.
gotta say, and I hope this doesn't start any metagaming or anything, but I gotta say, it never ceases to amaze me how you guys keep saying you're gonna talk about things and you don't. For instance,
Thank you.
for instance, Nyota and freaking Rodon, and Groger, all three of you, with the freaking dinosaur. Oh yeah, we need to talk about this when Nyota wakes up. And literally nobody said anything.
I
Well,
didn't
you know,
want to
because
say
it's
anything.
There's a ship in the distance that came forward, and that took precedence. It's like, okay.
I was so waiting for them to say
Come
something
on.
about it.
I
was waiting
Told I am not.
for it.
Yeah, to our credit, that happens a lot though, where it's like, okay, I gotta talk about this thing, and then it's like, oh,
Alright,
nope, something more
okay.
important.
That's what I'm
From
saying.
this
Like, it
point
just never
on, we're
seems to
not
be
allowed to
anything.
talk about things later. This is crazy.
That's what they
You say that now, but what happens later?
We'll talk about that.
What? Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Notice literally been saying that this whole campaign. We're not gonna talk about it later.
It looks
That
like-
phrase.
It looks like Maki won, but since Maki can't get it, looks like the raccoons won. Since the raccoons can't get it, looks like Gomo won.
I'm surprised it wasn't the dino this time.
Wow.
Oh.
Victory by technicality. This is I lost to a mouse
You didn't lose just to a
And
mouse.
20
you lost to
raccoons.
monkeys.
and raccoons
You lost-
who we may or may never even see ever again. Just like
Who knows? It might be
one-off
intricate characters in the
appearance.
story.
Yeah, we might see
You
them again.
are
They might be
welcome.
following us.
It's like
That is
best
going to
of-
be the
Like-
Chekhov's boomerang that comes flying back around.
Hold on
Oh
a second.
my God, Neelan-
Shouldn't
no,
Neelan be
no, I'm
absorbing all of
imagining-
these votes though?
No.
Because
I'm
without
sorry.
Neelan, this
Did
none of this.
Neelan
would-
play Maki?
Oh
Did
my
Neelan
God.
play 20 raccoons?
Gosh.
Yeah. Now I'm imagining
Well, seems to me like the 20 raccoons played Neelan.
You know what?
Dude,
Fuck
dude.
all of y'all.
No, I'm imagining this, right? He's in dire trouble. He's about to get stabbed. He's gonna die, and then just a swarm of raccoons
No,
comes
it's
to
like-
raid.
Elon is
Food, aid, food, aid.
For
Ellie, if you're still there, I will pay you for this art.
the
This is
food.
hilarious. I didn't even know Neelan had that spell. So it's like, oh wait, oh shit.
Honestly,
It's just, I want that to come back.
one of my favorite parts was still like Gomo and Lily trying to get that ship's attention with that illusion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I casted
Yeah.
my particular vote.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that was good too. The neon sign in the air. Yeah.
Real MVP.
Still fucking mad that you guys were like, yeah, go poke the poo. By the way, Rhoda can just go up like up a tree and figure shit out without that.
You said you couldn't.
Hey,
said
you're
I
the
wasn't
ranger.
Next available option.
You're the ranger, man.
I
Man,
said I wasn't sure. But
there was a lot. There was
really,
a lot of good, funny moments.
Really poking poo?
Not a
That's
lot
what you're
got
gonna use
done.
a ranger skill for?
Yes.
Not a lot got done, but it was fun.
Sounds like par for the course for our campaign.
It feels like it's a filler episode.
It feels like a lot has happened. You're emotionally drained, but you got nothing done.
You walked around a big circle, following a bird to nowhere, to a worm in the ground.
I'm so mad. I was so mad about that. I was like, one more nail in the coffin. Let's keep going.
Yeah, did you guys even notice that I was rolling a d4 to see what direction he was flying in?
No.
I was looking at the cameras.
Nope.
I'm
Good.
actually
Yeah.
confused on why that happens. So I'm hoping to find out at some point.
Yeah,
You had
we'll
me
see.
like looking at trees, and I got caught by Rodon instead of Groger this time.
See, this is why you always need to read instructions, right? Like you don't just wing it.
It doesn't
I
come with
was
instructions.
planning,
Pun
and then
intended.
Rodon beat me to it. Honestly, he
You,
was
you,
It-
you
just
wing it by
pressed
just bird with wings.
Yep.
All right.
You just wing it.
Anyways,
Anyways.
Bye.
thanks for joining us. We'll see you
Thank
guys next
Oh
time.
my god.
If you enjoyed this session or the crazy banter after, please join us on Discord. I know I've said that like 4 times, but yes, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, come hang out with us, and we'll see you guys.
join us. We promise we won't
Join
sacrifice you.
us.
We'll
Wait,
see
what?
you guys. We'll see you guys next
Join
Sunday.
us.
Maybe we'll actually get somewhere.
Oh.
Well, until next time, happy Easter, and for those that celebrate, and see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.